back to Miss Molly Makes. It is Thursday. We're going to be making some delicious food, as always. Food is always delicious. But we are going to be making some chicken paprikash for our beautiful friend Kyle, or Rainbow Queen Kyle. So he redeemed for me to use an ingredient and he couldn't think what it was. So all he thought, he was like, maybe paprika? So paprika is one of my favorite spices. But we're gonna be true to the ingredient and we're gonna show it off. So we're making a chicken paprikash, which is like a Slovenian recipe, which is gonna be super tasty, very similar to like a stroganoff, very like beautiful, rich flavors. And then we're gonna serve that probably with some rice. You could serve it with pasta, and then like a drizzle of sour cream on top. Perfect for the winter weather. I know a lot of you guys are going into winter or the cooler weather, and it's still quite cold here. Like we're in spring right now in Australia, but it was raining all day today. So you don't need an excuse to eat some delicious food and some warming food, kind of that home cooked deliciousness. We're also going to be making some rolled cabbage, what are they called? Cabbage rolls? Rolled cabbage? Cabbage rolls filled with some pork and some beef meat, ground beef, and then with beautiful spices, and then it's going to be basted and cooked in the oven in this beautiful rich tomato sauce, which is going to be really delicious. It's one of my favorite recipes and most memorable recipes that we've made on stream. We did a Romanian recipe. They're very similar, but it's with pickled cabbage leaves. And I could have pickled the cabbage like a few days earlier, but didn't really know how. And I couldn't get my hand on the actual pickled cabbage, so you can make it with fresh cabbage, and it's just really not just as good. I like the pickled cabbage, it gives like an extra richness, but it is delicious nevertheless. And then we're going to finish with some apple crumbles, so some individual size apple crumbles. We're going to go on a healthier version, and I'm going to show you how you can do it if you're in a hurry, or you can, if you want to take some time and then make your own crumble as well. Okay, so let's go back to last time on and we'll show you some of the deliciousness we made last night for our World of Warcraft themed stream. So it's World of Warcraft Wednesdays. We're working our way through the World of Warcraft cookbook. So we made wild rice cakes, which you can see on screen now. This is the firecracker salmon with that fire roasted, beautiful crispy skin. We served it with a little bit of extra of that marinade or dressing, and then some beautiful green beans. And then this is our Mulgore spice bread. So very reminiscent of like a hot cross bun, or yeah, for me they taste like hot cross buns without the fruit, because I don't do dried fruit. I always buy the fruitless ones. Really tasty. I had it today with some of my homemade kumquat marmalade and some butter, and it was really delicious. So I was a big fan. We received 9 follows, 2 lovely subs. We ate a warhead yesterday, some bits and a host. So it was a lovely wrap up all together. All right, so bring that chat up. I do have some chicken in here because I forgot to take it out. During the day, so I'm just defrosting it. Strip, how you doing? Ash Wolf Runner, hello. Hello everybody in chatland. How is everybody? Oh my gosh, Sonic all of a sudden. Whew. What's happening, guys? Okay, I got a coffee. I just had a shot of this like cleansing liquid. I just feel a bit blah, so it's just kind of give me some energy. Okay. So oven does need to be on today. So I like to get in the habit of preheating, because then I forget. Okay, so I have some leftovers from today. I'll show you. We'll go over here. So I made the leftover salmon. I cooked with some of the marinade and the sauce, and like chopped it up a little bit. And then in my pressure cooker, I made some rice. And I just had a brain fart, and now I didn't realize until ages after I cooked it why it stuck to the bottom, which it never really does. And this is the great thing about the pressure cooker, is it's so non-stick and it's so beautiful that it just peels off like that. But I was thinking, why did it stick to the bottom? I thought I put enough water. That bloody pig. Chester, I tell you, this is my every time I hear that pig, I curse my father-in-law's name. He thought it was a good idea to buy the dogs 2 pigs. I love him, but it just makes me laugh. I love him. I'm just joking. But you're supposed to put two and a bit, like 2.5 times the amount of, 2.5 times the amount of rice. And so what I did is I did 2 little cups of rice, and then I did 3.5 cups of water. Usually I make 1 cup of rice, and for some reason I doubled it, and I didn't double the water, and so it's all stuck. But it's still really nice. It hasn't like burnt fully, so this is still edible, and it's quite crunchy. But yeah, I kind of laughed at myself when I did it, and I realized. So then, Exceed doesn't eat salmon, so what I did is I got some of the leftover rice, and I just cooked some bacon, some leftover carrots and green veggies from last night with some soy sauce and some sriracha. Just made a really quick stir fry, like fried rice. So that will just go in there. I never usually have dishes on the bench, so I apologize, everybody. I apologize for the mess. What have we all been up to today? What did I get up to today? So, we had looked at improving our stream camera, and we were tossing up if we buy like a really, save up and buy an expensive camera, because you know all of the good quality ones are. So we thought, what would be the next step, like that bridge the gap between something that's expensive, you know, the good quality that we want, and the middle range. So we thought we'd check out the new GoPro 7 has been released, I think last week or the week before. So we got one last week, and we tried it out, and we set it up, and it didn't improve the quality drastically. And for the amount of money, we just said it wasn't worth it. Like we wanted like a huge impact and a huge difference. So we took it back yesterday, but we also had to buy a Elgato cam link, so that connects the camera to the PC. And so then we sent back the GoPro, and we got a full refund, which was really lucky actually. But I actually went to PLE Computers today, and they said that because we special ordered the cam link, we couldn't take it back. So I was a little bit sad, because now we have a cam link that we can't use, and it's just renewal. So now we have a cam link that we can't really use, that hopefully we can get the same resale value. But cross fingers we can get, you know, maybe we can palm it, you know, if anyone needs a cam link. Does anyone want to buy a brand new cam link? I'll just sell it on Twitch. And then other than that, I've just been catching up with some things. I have like a massive to-do list, and you know, I feel like every time I check something off, there's like 2 things that Exceed puts down there, or I organize or whatever. So it's been really quite busy. We've been having issues with our PayPal. So our PayPal account, it didn't get blocked, it got limited. So we can't, I can't resub to anyone, I can't sub to anyone new, I can't move money out of a PayPal account. So we've been on the phone for the last week trying to discuss with the people on PayPal, and they've been really lovely, but just the process is taking a lot longer than I would like, or whatever. And so hopefully they, you know, it's all about these documents that you have to make a business account because we're streaming, we have to have a business account, and then to create a business account you need to have all of these business numbers and things, and all these documents that you need to upload. And then there was one of the screens was saying that we had everything, and everything was uploaded, and then it was still saying that it was still limited and we couldn't use our account. So it was just a bit of confusion between, I think the system was just saying the wrong thing. So cross fingers, I've confirmed today that it's all ready to go, and they just need someone to, in the next day or 2 days, she's put like a rush on urgency or whatever, so that we can use it. That sucks not being able to send it back. Yeah, it's like, I can understand because they don't keep it in stock, so they had to order it from the supplier for us. But it's a popular product, so I think that if they had it in their store and they said that they had it in the inventory, they could just be able to ship it or whatever. And even I would have been happy with not even a refund, just a credit note or something, because we are looking into, we have my PC that we've moved from the office and we move back every stream so that I can use, and we're using that as a stream computer. So in the next few weeks or few months, we'll look at building a specific computer for streaming, so that we have the versatility to be able to, if it breaks or something, we can just take it to them and just be like, can you fix it, kind of thing. So the money would have gone there anyway, but it's okay. At the end of the day, I was very lucky to be able to take the GoPro back when I had opened it, and I kind of, when you get packaging and you're like, I'm gonna keep this, because I didn't even think of like it may not work, so I was like, I'm gonna keep this, so I'll throw out all of the packaging, and then there was this box, and I wanted to put all the spare parts in there, but they had these little flaps, so I ripped the flaps off. And when I went to pack it all up, the flaps kind of looked ripped, so I kind of got my scissors and neatened up the sides just to make them look like flush. So he didn't pick it up, and there was not anything non-functional about the box. It was still just a box that people get rid of, but yeah, it was a bit of a whoopsie moment. Okay, that chicken's done. And other than that, what have I been up to? Nothing much. Well, I didn't really get out of my PJs until I had to go there. So I just like to. That's a good thing about working from home, is that you can, you don't have to get ready. You don't have to get ready for the day or go out. So just had my dressing gown on day. It was so cold. Actually, can we get the weather in chat? I'm cooking at the moment, but I can still hear you. What are you cooking, Ash? Let us know when you come back. All right, so I think we'll start with the cabbage rolls because we need to get them into the oven. The oven is on. I also need, I'm a little bit sore, so I apologize if I'm moving weird. I need a casserole dish with a lid, and I don't know where I put it in this house. Give me 2 seconds. Just let me know, can you guys hear me okay if I stand here? I just want to know what the sound is like. Does it seem far away, or do I sound okay if I stand right here? Can you guys hear me if I was over there? What does it sound like? Because I'm trying to test something. I have an idea for something for the stream, but if it doesn't work over there, then I need to get a microphone, which I don't really want to do. Hey Daz, how you doing? All right, so this has been, it's been in storage, so I need to just wipe it out and clean it out. It's just a casserole dish with a lid. You could do it without, or you could use some aluminium foil if you wanted to as well. Make sure everything is nice and clean. I wonder what's going on there. I have to soak it. Look at this. I'll have to soak it later. Okay. Me, casserole dish. Now we're going to bring all of our ingredients. So we're starting off today with cabbage rolls. Isn't that everyday weather? London, 13 degrees. That's not too bad. Partly cloudy. It's not too bad. All right. So ingredients today. We have some. Wrong recipe. I was going to read the wrong recipe out to you. Okay. Cabbage rolls. Okay, you want 1 head of green cabbage. So you could use purple if you want it, but green's just a little bit nicer. The reason that we're using this cabbage is that rather than a Chinese cabbage, you've got big broad leaves that are quite sturdy to be able to roll. If you wanted to get the ones from the store that are pickled, 100% I would recommend them over fresh. What we're going to do is we're going to cook these gently a little bit later to make them more pliable, and that can actually help them roll nicer. I'm using phyllo correctly and making a veggie pasty. I don't understand why I was saying pasty yesterday. I don't know. See? I was saying the Cornish pasty instead of pasty. But I would say it as an Australian, I would say pasty, but I've heard English call it pasty. Pasty. Is anyone with me? Does anyone believe me? Okay, so we've got pork and veal. So this is 500 grams of a mixture of pork and beef mince. And you could get, the recipe that I've written does actually say 500 grams of beef and 500 grams of pork, but I'm making a smaller portion, so I've just got one that's incorporates the both. Okay, then we've got some onion, garlic, of course. Okay, I need to go outside and get some dill, but I have some parsley here, fresh parsley. Some tomatoes. So I don't have any diced tomatoes, fresh ones, but I'm going to use Italian passatas. This is blended tomatoes, and that's going to help make that really delicious sauce. You want 1 cup of uncooked rice. So this is going to absorb, and this is going to give you the bulk within the meat and also keep it nice and moist. So this is just regular basmati rice, or like a regular white long grain rice, whatever you like, basmati or jasmine. We've also got an egg that's going to help us incorporate and keep all that beautiful mixture together. And then you could use, like, if you didn't want to use the Italian passata, you could use definitely like some tomato soup, or like I said, the chopped tomatoes if you liked it in the can as well. Or you could just make your own tomato sauce as well. Be a simple way. Okay? Or a more involved way, sorry. Okay. So what we're gonna do first is grab this guy and push this over here. Oh, I can take that all off. And then I also got some chicken stock that I have to make up. Put that there, take my McDonald's tray away. So, first things first. Works great for sauce, it does. Okay, so that's that. And now we're going to prepare a big pot so that we can boil these leaves and soften them down. Okay, so just have a large pot here, and then I'm just going to fill that with water. We're going to put it on the boil, and then we're going to submerge that cabbage leaf. Cook it for about 2 to 3 minutes just to soften it down, and then to parboil it. And that will also minimize the time that we have to have it in the oven as well. Okay. Not too much water because you don't want it to be too high. Once we put that the cabbage in, that's also going to increase the surface. What's it called? What is it called when you put a weight? What is that called? I forget. Let's have a momentary lapse. Not weight dish. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay. So here, your leaves. When you're using green leafy veggies like this, like very similar to lettuce, you usually want to discard the first few leaves, just because you have a lot more dirt. The leaves could be wilted. It's also has increased bacteria because this side here, this surface area has been sitting in the fridge, and it's just better practice. And it's also, you know, the leaves inside have been protected, not wilted, and they're not dried out, they're fresher. So you want to be really gentle. So if I was to pull here, it's going to rip through here. So you just want to be really gentle and work your way around like that. It's okay if it boils a little bit. that. Beautiful. So then you've got your big leaf, and then what we'll do is we'll roll that up, and we'll remove this big stalk to make it a lot easier. Cyan, is that how you say your name? Welcome to Miss Molly Makes. How are you today? Alright. Sometimes this can be super hard. Like that. See? And it just doesn't do what you want it to do. It's okay, you've got a lot of layers. Thank you very much, Cyan. Thank you for that follow. Alrighty. What we also can do is chop like that, and that will release. Be careful with this knife. Just make sure your hand's on the opposite side. Like that. I'm good, miss. How are you? I'm doing really well, thank you. It's lovely that you could join us. Alrighty. You can also put this, submerge the whole thing and boil it, and then it will soften down as well. So if this isn't going to relax and release, we might have to do that. Hey, puppies. Alright. Through the, oh. You know what I think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pop it into the stove, like this water, and then we're just gonna submerge it like that. So like I said, you shouldn't add too much water, it's gonna sink. So what I might do is take this over here. There we go. Let it sit like that for a bit. King Nappy, how you doing? Oh, I pressed the wrong button when I changed. Hello. Exceed, what does WB stand for? Alrighty, so we've got tomato. We're gonna start making the filling. I am from Turkey, and we eat that like a salad, and we mix it with onion and olive oil, lemon juice. It tastes so good. You should try. Oh, definitely. Cabbage salad is really good. Update from Jess: 5.5 hours to the train in France. Done. So she's now on the ferry on her way, Exceed. So one of our mods, one of our community members, Jessie, she's on her way. She's moving back to England from, I'm going to say it wrong, because now I can all think of Exceed talking about Dutchland, the Dutch. She's from the Netherlands. So she's moving from the Netherlands back to the UK. Yes, Exceed. What does WB stand for? Welcome back. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. See, I don't know these things. I'm learning. Alright, so we've got our veal here and our... Hey, J-Mood. Oh my god, J-Mood, do you know what? I was getting the ingredients ready, and one of the recipes we're making Paprikash, and it includes sour cream. And I was like, oh my god, J-Mood's gonna hate me. I hope she doesn't come. Because J-Mood always gives me a hard time. Always gives me a hard time for sour cream, because J-Mood hates it. Hates it, hates it, hates it. He hates it. What's green that's on the side? On the side. Green that's on the side. Where? Where? Here? This is my lemons. I don't know why they're yellow. They're yellow. See, it's taking up a yellow tinge. Green hue. Green hue, you would say. Okay, now I need another bowl. Has anyone had rolled cabbage rolls before? Rolled cabbage? They're so good. Something green on the chopping board. Ah, thank you. Yeah, this is the, I didn't even realize it was a strip. This is the cabbage leaves. I did not even think about it being in the way. Thank you for picking that up. These are the ones I put aside for us to roll later. I had cabbage in pasta. Really? Cabbage in pasta? I've never thought of something like that. Who gives you a bad time? J-Mood, you give me a bad time. You give me a hard time when I put sour cream. You hate sour cream. Kikinkaroo! Hello, welcome back. I was, because a lot of ground beef or ground meat has like a layer at the bottom that you have to like peel off, and this one doesn't, obviously. So I just was like a little bit weeded out. So your pork and beef usually you would have a pound each or 500 grams each, but I'm just doing 250 each. I always think cabbage as lettuce's evil twin. It's very similar. If you looked at it from here, it would look like iceberg lettuce. Definitely does. So we're just kind of boiling it at the moment to Felix and Jess. Hello guys, come on in. Nocturne, thank you for that welcome. Well, thank you for that follow. Hey guys, I am Molly. We have Exceed, the man behind the scenes. You'll see the puppies running by soon. Koza, thank you for that sub. Guys, I'm Molly and we have Exceed. So welcome to our kitchen. We are doing a non-theme stream, but we are pretty much known around Twitch for doing theme streams and themed cooking. So we have, last night was World of Warcraft Wednesdays because we're cooking our way through the World of Warcraft cookbook. And then this week we're also we're doing KFC, we're recreating an original dinner box. So we're making some themed KFC chicken. And next week we actually are doing Red Dead Redemption as well. So welcome everyone. Can we get a shout out for Birix and Jess? Of course we can. Hello, Tom Riddle, welcome back. The assistant, hello. Exceed, the assistant dyed, oh no, sorry. She didn't dye her hair. Birix dyed her hair and it's beautiful and red. Red Dead, yeah. King Nappy's very excited for Red Dead. Just a little bit, right? Just a little bit. I have been doing my research. So I have to, you know I'm not like big in gaming. So I've been doing my research and I've figured out what I'm gonna do. I'm pretty excited and I'm gonna dress up, hopefully, if I can get the right costume. And we're gonna go to the Wild Wild West. Cue the Wild Wild West. My hair's better, Psycho says. Tom Riddle, thanks for that host. Hello guys. 69 Tipsy, thank you for that follow. How much fat is in the beef? I don't know exactly, I apologize. This is just one from our butcher, so I couldn't tell you the percentage. Red Dead not coming to PC, Rockstar can suck it. I'm a salty boy, I'm a salty, salty boy. Oh, Barn Bomb, I'm sorry. But we like, you know, it's really important to season things well. So if you can stay in here, please, I do need some saltiness, especially when we're pickling things. So we like a little bit of salt every now and then. As long as you've got some pepper to chase it up. Lettuce is in the daisy family, cabbage is a brassica. So Ash Wolf Runner is got a green thumb. She is the world's best gardening helper. So she helped me set up the Molly garden just out there. Psycho, you're a sausage. I totally forgot that I knew you already. Oh, I'm very forgetful. I don't know how that makes me feel, but I hope you're enjoying yourself. Ironic because daisies are poisonous when eaten, or is that dandelions? Yeah, I think it's dandelions, right? They're the one, yeah, I think it's dandelions. Ironic because yeah, I just read that. All right, let's just go here real quick. So this has just been boiling, so what I want to do is just give it a little bit of I don't want to use my fingers because I will burn myself. Just kind of rotate it a little bit so that you can loosen up. And some of this hot water goes into, oh look at that. See, and I tried so hard before to cook all over those. Here we go. You won't be able to see this on the green screen. Nocturne, thanks for that host. I'm at work, I'll lurk here, no problem. Welcome, thank you very much. Alright. Going to head out early, but hope you have a great stream. Tommy, thank you so much for being here. Hope you have a lovely sleep. I know a lot of you, it's quite late, and we know Twitch, a lot of you are night owls, so we welcome that in. Because I know that we stream at the opposite time of majority of like the cooking streamers, because you know we're in Australia, obviously. But it's lovely that you guys can make the time to pop in and see us. It's very exciting to see some new faces. All right, so this is our cabbage leaves. So we're making cabbage rolls today, and we're going to fill them with some pork and some beef mince. See, 100% easier. Why didn't I do this in the first place rather than trying to peel it myself? So I've just boiled it for a few minutes, and it's just cooking the lettuce, and I can just peel it, just literally pull up. You just grab onto the core here, give it a little jiggle, and it just unrolls itself. I'm always lucky to be in time for this stream. I love it here. Oh, Cosy, we love you too. We love seeing you. I'm a head out, miss. All the love, Psycho. Thank you for stopping in. It was lovely to catch you before in streams. I love seeing everybody in chat as well. Kato, thank you so much for that follow. All right, Mrs. Ruby. Hello, guys. Mrs. Ruby, I was telling Exceed about your stream and how amazing it was and how beautiful your community is and just, you know, your inner beauty and just how lovely it is. So guys, if you haven't checked out Mrs. Ruby's stream, she is new to Twitch. She's doing, oh my gosh, so well already. And just with this beautiful confidence, she's a mum of 4 and she's currently, I'm just gonna tell you, I just feel like a little bit of a creep right now. She's about to babysit today. Is it this morning? You're gonna babysitting 9 kids, guys. This morning for me, I was watching her make Play-Doh and some banoffee pie. So if you have, can we get a streamer shout out for Mrs. Ruby, please, Exceed? And Mrs. Ruby, I just noticed you are the silver star tipper. Cheer up. So thank you very much for being here. All right. So we're just making some cabbage rolls. So I don't know if that's enough. I always get a little bit nervous. So I'll take a few more off, like that. So like I said, big pot of water. Take the core out, and then boil it for 5 to 10 minutes until it's nice and soft. And then you can just easily. These inner ones didn't really get a lot of heat, so they'll be a little bit harder. But you can just let it sit in the water. If you think that you won't have enough, okay? So just pop that over there. Okay. Thank you so much. I can't tell you what a good egg you are. I was so happy to see you last night's stream. Thank you. No problem. It was such a pleasure to be there. And I was so lucky to see Cooking for Noobs as well. And that beautiful donation. So Mrs. Ruby has not only reached her donation goal, she far exceeded, which is really exciting, to get equipment to increase her stream, or maybe even to go to London as well. So that's very exciting. I love seeing, you know, goals like that be reached and new people on stream, especially in the kitchen. It's very exciting to see. Okay, so like I said, we've got some pork and some beef. into that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some onion and some garlic. So these are really large cloves, and usually I say double the recipe, but these are quite large. So we're just gonna do 2. No, maybe 3. Let's be honest. The more the garlic, the better. Ooh. The change of parts of IRL and social eating to food and drink made the food community on Twitch much stronger in the long run. I appreciate that. Nocturney, I was actually thinking the same thing, because there has been a huge increase of people not streaming in cooking, the community, or cooking in IRL and not in creative. And I was scrolling through all of the food and drink today, and I was just amazed by how many people say. I was always really worried that there wasn't enough cooking streamers, there wasn't enough creative, or where were they? And it's brought them all together. And I think it's a fabulous, fabulous thing that Twitch has done. A lot of people weren't happy because people don't like change, but in the long run, that's where you want to see them. If you want to raid someone, if you're a streamer, you want to raid someone, or you're looking to feel hungry and get some inspiration in the kitchen, you know where to go. It's a whole lot easier. They're all there together, and I think it's going to do amazing things to encourage more people to get in the kitchen by seeing how much support they have out there. So I definitely agree with you. There was a lot of negative energy around it, but I think it's a great thing, and it's just going to build and build and build. I see newer streamers that are getting a lot more numbers, getting a lot more support, and growing their communities, which is super exciting to see. Not only have we been getting a lot of support, but for other streamers as well. That's what I want. I want people to get that passion and be ignited when they get a few more follows, or they get some more people and action, because then it can gives them that confidence to keep going. Streaming is a little bit hard. There is times where you feel like you don't want to do it, but having those extra people in your community is that extra push. I think it's amazing. It's going to be good. I agree. That's how I found you. The food and drink tab rocks. It definitely does. Definitely does. All right. So I was going to sharpen some knives today, because I don't know why I'm using this one, because it's really, really blunt. And I have had this whetstone in my kitchen for weeks now, and I've been meaning to use it on stream. Oh. Before that, Birix and Jess and one other were the only big social eating streamers. I mostly was the only German one in social eating. Now it's completely changed. Yeah. And it also, as a streamer, you're like, oh, I'm not the only one. There's more people out there. This is cool. And then it's more people to kind of link arms with, and more friends that you can make because you have things in common. And then it makes it easier for us when we want to raid, or we want to show our community off to someone new. You know where to go. And I've been finding some amazing streamers. That's why Mrs. Ruby, I didn't get the opportunity to follow you yesterday, or I did. I did it. So then, I found your stream this morning, and it just made it so much easier. Yeah, it was good. Who else is a streamer out there? Are you guys enjoying what else was the other big, because I haven't kept up to date with a lot of the changes, but what else got merged, or what was removed? Katie, thank you so much for those bits. 100 bits, thank you very much. You're so kind, thank you for all that support. Twitch has become a home for us food porn lovers, definitely. It is something that I love having streams on in the background when I'm working, working from home and things. And it's just nice to be able to see what other people are up to, what kind of food they're cooking. And I can definitely know what it's like. I didn't appreciate until, because everyone used to come in here and say, I make them hungry, and I wish I could send my food to you. I definitely could. But I definitely understand now when I say to you guys, bring food to the stream if you're going to be here for a while. Thank you, Ash. Thanks for that redemption of Double or Nothing. I definitely understand that you get hungry and you need to bring snacks because I get so hungry. Today I was watching Mrs. Ruby make, not like making cake, and just thinking about making cake made me really hungry. So sometimes I wonder why I'm hungry during the day, and it's probably because I've been watching cooking streams. All right, let's get into Double or Nothing. Are you ready? All right, guys, Ash Wolf Runner has redeemed a Double or Nothing. So she has put up $250 Molly dollars to opportunity to win 500. Let's see if I can wipe her out. Are you ready? So I'm on a handicap. I have to use my left hand. I'm right-handed. This hasn't been successful yet. Okay, so see if I can be achieving something tonight. Ready? I've already broken this blind down already, and it got fixed by the blind man. So ready? I don't even think I can reach that up there. Alright, one more. Are you ready? Can I get some hype in chat, please? Steve, give me some hype. Give me some hype. Let's spam those emotes, guys. Let's get some hype. Let's see if I can do this. One more shot. Oh, everyone, it hits the ring. Ash Wolf Runner, $500 Molly dollars coming your way. Thank you very much. Terrible. I'll hang my head in shame. Still haven't been able to do it. Makes me a little bit sad. Go Molly! Oh my gosh. Only thing missing is a crop of the green screen chroma key because now the letters changes color. Yes. Oh, I didn't move it. I was supposed to move it. See, I did it again. I keep forgetting that that's in frame. All right. The last one was close because the last night when we played, you hit the rim as well. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Something, obviously. Okay, so onion. We've got our garlic there. We're gonna cook, squeeze in the garlic press in here, and then also here. So the great way to chop an onion is not to do it at all, to give it to a friend. I am legitimately terrible at cutting onions and cooking rice. I will tell you time and time and again because I get a lot of tears, and rice I get a lot of sogginess. So just the two things that I cannot do. So that's why we have these babies. I tell you that we may be known around Twitch for theme streams, but it's also classy fashion, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So what you want to do is you have this here and this here. So this is the stalk. What you want to do is you want to keep that intact, chop off this end, okay? So if you want to keep your onion together in a nice chop, chop that head off, chop his head off. Usually I tell you to top and tail, so do the top and then the bottom. But what we're going to do is we're going to peel this. What you can do as well is cut in half through that stalk, because that's keeping all of those beautiful layers. When you think of Shrek, you know how he talks about the layers? You want to keep all those layers together, because that helps when you're chopping. Okay, off with his head. Just take a note and do it when you have time. Thank you, Nocturne. I'll tell the man behind the scenes. All right. There we go. And then you want to peel. So if you've got nails, you can do it with a knife or something as well. Just take the top brown layer off. There we go. So just like our skin, as new layers of skin rise and come to the surface and are scuffed off, new ones come. It's very similar to an onion. What happens is those older layers, the newer layers grow, and these older layers get really dry and they become the skin of the onion. So it's all the same, all the cell membrane and all the cell makeup. It's just that these have dehydrated and gone brown and lost their water content, and these are all nice. And that's really just what we want, okay? Ogres are like onions. They stink. Oh my God, I won't do the voice, I'm terrible. That's one of my favorite movies. It must be, I'm getting so hungry. Me talking about onions. Okay, so what you're gonna do is hold with your hands like this, and I'm not great at knife skills. Sometimes I don't really do it as well. I just tell you guys the right way. So you wanna, first off, you wanna hold your knife, hold it like this. But you also wanna wrap your thumb and your first finger like this onto the blade. That gives you a lot more control of the blade. I have a little bit of an issue because I have smaller hands and I don't focus on like the muscle strength. I grip my my knife a little bit further than some people, because this, you don't have a lot of control. If you grip it up here, you have a lot more control and stability, okay? And also with your knife choice, it's all personal preference. See, this here is called a global knife. This one's a global knife, and then this is a Baccarat knife. This is a more like well-known brand, but see the difference, there's a slight difference in the handle, and you can see the thickness. This one here, actually with my hands, I get a lot of calluses and it really starts to hurt my hand. Whereas this one is a little bit rounder, a little bit softer in your hand, and it's such a nicer knife to hold. And then I also have a wooden handle shun, a Japanese steel knife as well. But you need, when you searching for knives, it's all about how it feels in your hand, you know, what it's made from, and personal preference. Anything in the kitchen, it's all up to what you like, and that's it. There's not as, people say there's all this right and wrong in the kitchen. It's all about building confidence and learning, and you get better, but also how you feel and how you taste, things like that. So I just chopped lengthwise, nearly 3/4, you know, 7/8 through, but not to the base, not all the way through, because it's still attached. If I was to run it like this, it's like a fan, right? And it's all intact. You can use your knife. This is a little bit more dangerous, so if you are unsure, you can cut this way, lengthways. Like I said, again, you don't want to go all the way through. With your knife, holding to steady it, pushing your knuckles out so you don't touch it, chopping down like that, and then you're getting a nice dice, okay? So go nice and slowly. If you're unsure, it's always better to go be safer and go soft and slow, okay? There we go, there's our beautiful onions. And then once you can't cut any further, flip it over like that, and then it gives you a little bit more length, and then you can chop it like that. Like I said, I need to sharpen these knives, so I'm going to do that on stream in a little bit. Okay, so onion in like that. So your onion will rotate when you push button, when it's like a fan. I wish. All right. So then, rice cooker will arrive soon. Onion glasses off. You're getting a rice cooker, Nocturne? I need one of those. I have a pressure cooker, and it cooks rice in 7 minutes when I use the right amount of rice and water. Today I doubled the rice without doubling the water, and I wasn't even thinking, and those onions are so the rice was okay, it wasn't great. Just got a little bit caramelized. Okay, so onion in there and your meat, your ground meat. Garlic press, you just want to put your whole garlic cloves in like this, not in there. Push them down. This is the best brand that I've found. This is OXO. It is amazing. Really sturdy. I put it in the dishwasher. You really you shouldn't, but you can. Oh God. Alright. There we go. And then what I do is I make sure there's no goodness left behind. Garlic is the goddess of food and cooking. That garlic though, I knew Nappy and I have this shared appreciation and love. I know that there's a lot of you out there, so I want to hear it. Who has an appreciation of garlic? I use a zester for my garlic. I'm always a little worried about doing my nails because I rush and I always, like when I'm grating things, I either grate my skin or a few times I've grated my nail off. It was really hard. You've forgotten one. The clove on the table. This one here. This guy. He can go in their hole. He's only little. Vampires. Hey, Minnow! It's like, is your name Tika? Tika? A clove on the table. Is your name Tika? Welcome to Miss Molly Makes. Hey, look at that little piggy! Waste nut, definitely, especially garlic, my friend. Big Audie, hello. Lovely for you to join us. I always get excited when I see you, Big Audie. How to cut an onion, oh my gosh. Oh wow. You guys better remember, because I don't do it properly that often. Okay, so we've got our meat, garlic and onion. I'm just making sure that I followed my recipe for you guys properly. So all of the subs receive all of the recipes that we make on stream, excluding the Water Warcraft cookbook, because it's such a good cookbook that I think that everyone needs to buy the recipes. The quality of it is amazing. It's like that, how you doing? And so there's a file of nearly 600 recipes. Each week we add about 10 to 15 recipes. So that's anything from vegan, vegetarian, really meaty carnivorous recipes. Chizu! Hello. Thank you very much for that raid. Hello guys. Welcome to Miss Molly Makes. I'm Molly and we have Exceed, who is behind the scenes. Welcome to our stream. Chizu, how was your stream? Oh, what was she doing today? Chizu, what were you playing? Gideon. I was like, I had to like stop and read that for some reason. Chizu, it was good. What did you get up to? Rainbow Siege 6. I thought that it may have been that, but I was just wanted to check. Chizu's redemption is coming. So Chizu, we're doing a theme stream for Chizu. I will let you know because I don't know. You're in our Discord because I will update you, because every time we do a redemption, for those that don't know, you can earn Molly dollars, which is our in-stream currency, by donating, subscribing, tipping, or cheering. Most importantly, just watching the stream. You can redeem those beautiful dollars to play basketball or the double or nothing, so you can double your money. You can choose for me to cook an ingredient, so that's what we're doing tonight with our next recipe. We're making chicken paprikash because the ingredient was paprika. The top tier is choosing a whole theme for the stream. So we have the ability with the green screens to theme the kitchen, and it may include me dressing up or being silly. So we're very excited for Chizu's stream. How's it going over there? It is great. I'm loving the new kitchen, loving the new setup. It's been really, really good. Daddy Dimu, hello. How you doing, Daddy? Are you just taken a break from playing Black Ops for 20 hours, you crazy person? I cannot believe that. Crazy. So long. That being said, you need to stream more. Dimu's community were telling him that he wasn't streaming enough, and he did like 40 something hours over the weekend. They're very demanding. You just need to hang out in our stream more often, Dim. Menu looks great. What did I miss? Gideon. So we're stepping in. So thank you everyone for those that raid, and hit that follow button if you're enjoying the stream, and keep going. Keep yourselves satisfied. Go and get some snacks if you're gonna stay, because I will make you hungry. We're making some cabbage rolls right now, okay? I've been here for a few minutes and I already love it. Well, it's lovely to have you. Vendettas, how are you today? Okay, so beef, pork, onions, garlic. We're gonna get some parsley in there as well. Hey, Gideon, thanks for that follow. Dim Dim, you kept me company for the whole day at work. He loves watching you. It is nice. So can we get a streamer shout out for Chizu, please? And also, King, we've got so many streamers here tonight. So King Nappy is here as well as Daddy Dimu. So if you want to watch, Daddy Dimu's playing a lot of Black Ops if you want to get involved with that. Chizu plays a lot of Rainbow Siege 6, and King Nappy is a variety streamer at the moment. See, I can't like nail you down because every time I'm in there, you're playing another game. He was playing a lot of Fallout. No, Far Cry 4. He has been playing a lot of Far Cry. That is the dogs. 2 dogs. So you got Romeo and Chester. Chester, you can see he's a little bit larger, and then you can pop up and you can see his little face. And then Romeo is a little squishy little black thing. He waddles around, so I might pick him up later if you guys are interested. And I'm not saying that he's chubby, he's just a little bit round. Okay, so in here we're gonna add some uncooked rice, okay? So I'm gonna do half a cup of uncooked rice. I'm a variety streamer, I just play whatever, whenever, which I love. I love being able to jump into someone's stream and they're playing something new, and it's a good learning experience. 3 pit bulls, they are the sweetest dogs ever. See, I've heard a lot about that. I've heard, bigger dogs are. We were having a conversation. Was it last night or the night before? We had a huge conversation. Sunday stream about dogs, especially pit bulls and staffies, and how like docile they are, and where it's small dogs you need to look out for. Things like Romeo. Romeo is a multi Shih Tzu poodle, and if you cross him, and if he's on the bed and he doesn't want you on the bed, he will attack. He isn't too bad, but he's a little bit frustrating. I feel like I remember your YouTube channel like 8 years ago when you started, King Nappy. Nappy, I need to check out your Pokemon channel, because I do a lot of your. I was looking at your emotes and I was using your emotes today in someone's chat, and there's all these Pokemon things. So I'm gonna come and have a chat with you in your stream about Pokemon, because I'm quite excited about it. You are mad familiar. I feel like I know you like forever ago. Mine only attack with the tongue. That's Chester, which is our larger dog. He's definitely like that. A lot more involved with the licking. Sometimes it's quite annoying because you just want to lay there. Romeo will come and want you to cuddle him or like touch him, whereas Chester just wants to lick you, and it's very annoying. Okay, so parsley. So fresh parsley. I need to go outside and get some fresh dill from the Molly garden. Yes, let's chat Pokemon. What is the latest Pokemon game that's been released? Heck, let's talk it now. Okay, I didn't show you this, but when you're chopping herbs, it's called a chiffonade. So what you want to do is, to make it not go everywhere and easier to cut, what you do is you get the leaves like this. Oh, I really want to do it. Okay. So what you want to do is get the leaves, and you want to kind of tightly roll them so the big leaves will roll into each other, just like lettuce or something. It's called a chiffonade. So you roll it like that, and it makes it so much easier to slice in, and you get some nice feathery long pieces. So use your knife, hold it like you would anything else you're cutting, and then slowly work your way in like this. Watch out for your little fingies. And then if there's anything you missed and you want it finer, what you can do, use your knife and then scrape it all together. I put my finger on the top of the blade, and then I use it to like a lever, and then work my knife, and then scrape back, roll, and just repeat. And then you can move it around like that as you wish. You can see how much parsley I actually had and how much it turns into. Okay? Right. I'll use this rest for the next recipe. See, it can get a little bit messy up in here. That's ingenious. I didn't think of it. I promise you I didn't think of it. It's a thing. Okay. Oh my God. You grow your own herbs? Yeah. So if you join our Discord, it's free for everybody can join. It's where our community resides once we're not live. We actually have a gardening section. So I've been really passionate about growing my own herbs, and now we've moved into a bigger house. I've actually done 2 big self-watering garden beds that are raised, so they're like big planters. And so we've got everything from parsley, coriander, your basic herbs. We've got spaghetti squash, because I see all these beautiful tasty videos and cooking videos using spaghetti squash, and I've never seen it in Australia. So I was like, what? Let's just grow our own. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. We also have in there kale, spinach, with cucumbers. So I was thinking of pickling cucumbers once they grow in the next few months. What else do we have, Ash? We have tomatoes, Scotch bonnet chili, scorpion chilies, jalapenos. So we're growing like a variety of things, and every week I'm doing like an Instagram live or updating you guys with photos in Discord and also on Instagram. So make sure you're following my socials, because that's where you'll see the update. All right. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, but there's a new game dropping in like 3 weeks. So what would they be on? The Switch, or what kind of platform would they be on? Pokemon Let's Go gets released for Switch next month. Oh, see, there we go, Vendetta. I just need to rehire. Feels like yesterday everyone flocked to Twitch when YouTube went down. There was lots of lag. This is yesterday. There was like everyone was on Twitch. That's exciting. I think that would be really good for like some new influx of new channels, getting some growth. My mum was telling me a story today about when she was pregnant with me. She was in a car accident, and only part of her body that wasn't damaged was her stomach. Wow, goodness me! I think that it makes me thankful for how I'm alive today, and think people should take. I think people take their lives for granted. That's definitely true. There's things that kind of a nice wake-up call. As tragic as that is, it could have been like worse, and very thankful that you're here to strip. Definitely. There are beautiful moments like that near misses and things that could go wrong, or unfortunately you hear stories about tragic incidents, and it does bring it home for you that you need to live your life. I actually posted a photo on my personal Facebook today, and it was saying that if you were to pass away today, in the next 2 to 4 weeks, your employer would put up a new ad for that job, and it was saying that I want to tell you guys. I might actually post it again, and it was saying that things happen, people move on, and you need to. Your employer doesn't really. You're a number, in your employment, and things will move on and they'll forget about you if something happens or whatever. And you need to live your best life. You need to follow your passions. And for me, it really rung true, because we need a little piggy emote. So that noise That noise is two squeaky pigs that my father-in-law got my dogs. And I think that I'm going to throw them out. But he's taken it on the other side of in the other side of the house. Oh no, it's back. Chest. Up. Up. Are you gonna? Really? Just to making a sad moment funny. Yeah, it was just saying that, you know, really you just need to live your best life and, you know, follow, and it's not always possible, but just to follow your passions and do what you want in life, because you know, you don't know how long you have, and you know, that kind of thing. I'll post it. Now it's kind of thrown me off. It's thrown me off, all this nice sentiment, but it rung true for me, because I've been nursing for about 4 or 5 years now, and it's never really, it was a means to an end. Like, I didn't know what I wanted to do once I left school, and then I went and lived in Brazil. When I got home from Brazil, I still didn't know what I want to do, so I went into nursing, and while I love it, I loved the patient interaction, and I really loved talking to people. I love the human body and how amazing it is. Surgery, because that's the specialty that I work in. Helping people, you know, coming from broken bones, or you know, removing a cancer or something like that, or fixing someone's facial deformities is just so amazing to be a part of. But I feel like for me, since Exceed gave me the push to come onto Twitch, not only am I able to live out my passion of cooking and being able to kind of teach you guys and hopefully empower you to get into the kitchen, but also being able to work with my partner, but also meet so many amazing people, to be able to learn more about you guys, learn more about myself, get out of my comfort zone to stream. It's been an amazing experience, and that for me, when I read that, it was like, you know, now I've shifted, in the last few months, I've shifted our positioning. Exceed works from home, so he does the dishes like throughout the stream and gets ready, and I am able to work more flexible with my hours once I'm just in the middle of doing paperwork to start a new job, and it just has really moved that, you know, that shift in life where we're creating this flexible lifestyle that we can do what we want, and we can do it together, which is super exciting. And being able to meet people from all over the world is the most fulfilling thing ever. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. Oh, Mrs. Ruby. My grandma would lose it if we got that for my dogs. Sorry if this is a little bit personal, but what kind of nurse are you? Yeah, so I'm an operating room nurse. So I have the experience of working in plastic and reconstructive surgery. So we assist the surgeons and prepare the theatre and help with the whole surgical process. I've worked in a public hospital as well as a private hospital. I've done like colorectal or proctology, so like general surgery, so bowel, things like that. I've done maxillofacial, ENT, so facial surgery, broken bones, people who have come off motorbikes and broken bones, like in their face and in their arms, orthopedic surgery. So yeah, and then my last position when I was just when we moved from Melbourne, I was doing an education position. So that means that newer nurses, I was making sure they were oriented to the department. I was teaching them the skills, but then also making sure that the current staff were upskilled and increasing their knowledge all the time, because the medical industry really changes a lot. So you need to make sure that each month or each year that their skills have gone up. My mother is a hospice nurse. Oh my gosh, Mrs. Ruby, there is a special place in heaven for hospice nurses and oncology nurses, because it's something that I think would be really hard on a personal level, and they're just angels. To look after someone that is in, and give them the respect and the dignity to at the end of their stage of life, it is such, I think, a very admirable thing. So, and I know I've seen your streams and the way that you've definitely been brought up. I think very highly of your mother and yourself as well. Did you say ENT? Those are my trigger letters. Did you just like, I can imagine you just like holding your mouse to ENT. I'm just like crunching, like breaking things as soon as I said that. I'm sorry. Heroes, definitely. That's crazy cool. Yeah, that's a little bit about me. I love questions like this. And if there's something that pops up that you want to know about me, definitely ask. Nurses are pretty much superheroes. Oh, yeah. There's definitely, I just think that it's, for me, it was about helping people, and this is definitely a different way of helping people and kind of interacting with people. And there's nothing, I would always love to do nursing or something involved with nursing, because that people coming to a hospital really, and it really makes me a little bit emotional actually, because people have this fear of hospital and surgery. And I remember them coming into the pre-operative area as a recovery nurse. So you do pre-operative and look after them post-operatively as well. And they're so nervous, and because for a lot of you don't know what's going to happen behind those doors. You see all these terrible movies that are such a bad depiction of what happens in surgery, and they just, and even I've been a patient, I've been on the other side, and you think the most negative things. And to be able to sit there and hold someone's hand, and they you can see their family leaving, and you can hold their hand and say it's going to be okay, and oh my god, you can make them feel okay, and you say to them, I'll be looking after you when you come out of surgery. You're going to be okay. You're in the best place, the best position, because the safest place you can be is in the operating room. If anything happens on the ward or whatever, if you get ill, the first place they take you, it would be an operating room. So I really like to get rid of that emotion and that negativity around the operating room, because it is an amazing place. And that's where, if something happens, to be able to kind of let people know what's going to happen and step them through the process of, you're going to go in there. It's very terrifying, and it's very clinical, but you just need to hold someone's hand or stroke their arm or something, and let them know that they're a person and we see you, and like you're our number one priority. When you're in there, for me, it's the most important thing. And when they come out of the operating room and they're in pain and they don't know what they're waking up, they don't know where they are, and you're in pain, is that we're there with you. We're 100% with you, like to get on top of your pain, to make you feel better, to make you less anxious, and that's what I love. That's what I love about nursing. I have horrible sinuses. Oh, nappy as well. But if you're saying ENT, have you had any surgery on it, or what is the story? When I was younger, I was in and out of hospital sometimes 3 times a year for 8 years straight. Pink Kitty, how you doing? Welcome. Sometimes 3 times a year, 8 years straight, and it makes me realize how hard nurses work. That sucks. I was sick from June to August this past year because I got a viral sinus infection and ended up in ER like 7. Oh my gosh, you poor thing. Oh wow. My head literally almost exploded. I had eyes swollen, shut down for a week. Wow, I can imagine feeling that, like all that pressure in your head, your sinuses, and oh my gosh. So glad I was able to dodge surgery though. I feel like it's inevitable though. Yeah, how are you feeling with your symptoms? Is it alleviated? Because I can imagine, it's hard enough having the flu or having a head cold, and you feel hazy and you feel like, movement because if you're in the ER with your balance and things goes off. So I can imagine that's hard. Nappy, I don't know how, that would be that would be such an ordeal for you. this way, just the dog's annoying. Oh yeah, surgery is terrifying and recovery can take a while. In my case, I'm still not fully recovered. Oh goodness. Oh, Gideon. Hospital was basically my home when I was a child, and it was damn lonely, I can imagine. And you know, it just takes someone to. I think that it's that awareness, that greater that they don't teach you at school, and sometimes I think some people are born with it, and there's some people unfortunately that aren't. That awareness of, you know, noticing people and how they feel and how they look, because a lot of people don't necessarily portray from a visual perspective of how they feel inside, and it's so important to ask those questions. And this is really relevant with all mental health and with anxiety. Is you know, you could be in a hospital, you could be walking down the street, or you could have a best friend that, you know, looks fine. It's just asking those questions and seeing, you know, if everyone's okay, because it can be a very lonely place. In a hospital, it could be anywhere. You know, life can be very lonely, and I think that we need to learn as humans to sometimes to get out of our own head and just make sure, you know, our friends and our family members, they're just doing okay. You know, because some people they're just keeping it all together just so that they can keep it all together for someone else. Well, you know, we just need to check in, and you know, there's that "Are you okay" day. I think that not shouldn't just be one day. It just needs to be all the time. You know, once a week, just check in. You know, you could do it like every Saturday morning or every Sunday morning. Just call around. Let's just send a text message. Like, are you okay? Do you need anything? Or just to check. It's better now, but whenever it's humid, first thing in the morning, I'm still stuffy. My biggest thing is flying. Talk about anxiety. I had a pretty bad incident of sinusitis like 4 years ago. Flying, oh my gosh. Just makes me want to bang my head against the wall. Nappy. So what have the doctors said to you? I don't know your circumstances, and that's like as a medical like professional, I don't like giving advice on stream because every person is different. But all I can say is just make sure that you're going around, and I know the healthcare is very different in the US compared to here, or you know, in Canada and you know, the US or the UK, sorry, or in Europe, but you're not anything unless you've got your health and you look after yourself. And I think that we need to look after ourselves. And if it is having an ongoing issue and you aren't anxious about it, and it's something that can improve not only your confidence but also, you know, your spirits with the whole sinus issue. This is for everyone as well. If there's something bothering you and niggling, it's better to just go and check it out. And if you're not happy with someone's opinion, just go and check and go and ask a few other people and see what is best, because sometimes there are doctors that will be very, very quick to give you medication, where I recently had the experience of going to a new doctor here, and they're the holistic approach. You know, they want to know what's going on with your personal life. They want to go, you know, what's happening with every other part of your body, to make sure that when they treat you, they're also treating something, the cause, not just the symptom. Because sometimes we could have maybe anxiety about some issue, and we're thinking about something up here, and that is really coming out as a symptom somewhere else, you know, an ache and a pain. Because, you know, as women and as men, as mothers and brothers and sisters, sometimes we take stress, and that stress and that anxiety that's in your belly and in your head can also come out as like a sore neck and, you know, sore pains. It can, because what it's doing is it's trying to tell you, your body's trying to say, hey, slow down or look after yourself. But then you're not listening because we're too busy doing this and we're too busy doing that. And then it's going, oh God, you know, you're not slowing down. What can I say to you? How can I tell you to slow down? How can I tell you you need to fix yourself? So then it comes across as stomach pains, or, you know, it's your body telling you something's going on, you need to fix it. So, you know, there's different ways of, like, you know, your body trying to tell you that you need to do something. I have an ENT doctor now. He's stuck cameras up and everything on my nose. He's cleared me for the most part. I think basically 95%. but I don't think my sinuses will ever really get back to 100%. I just have bad sinuses, yeah. And you know, a lot of that time of being sick and that infection could have caused some issues, but as long as we can get you to 95, 99, 90, 8% and better than it was, and just, keep you at that stable level, then that's the most important thing. Keep you on that good health, feeling good. Because there's nothing good about feeling unwell and not flying anywhere because you're scared or you're really annoyed because you know that you'll get sick. That's the worst thing, because we want you traveling, we want you getting on those planes and getting out of your comfort zone a little bit. No. Note to self, avoid sending photos of strange rashes to Molly through Instagram for advice. What are you doing? Yeah, I do. I don't mind you guys asking me questions. More than happy. I can give you some general advice, but yeah, and definitely, if there's something that is niggling you and you do want some general advice, hit me up in Discord or whatever. But rashes and things like that, I have no idea. I have family who pull up their shirt and I'm like, what's this? And I'm like, that's a pimple. That needs to not ever see the day of light again. Put that away. And there's also people, family members, that you're like, you have this wrong with you. And they're like, no, it's all good. I'm like, you need to go to a doctor. That's an infection. They're like, no, it'll clear up. It's really terrible for it, because if he's got a headache, I'll try and give him medication and he doesn't take any of my advice. Or he's getting better, I will give him that, but he's very holistic. He likes to drink more water and do things without medication, whereas I'm a nurse. I'm like, get that, do this, do. I'm a little bit bossy, just a little. I'm just teasing Molly, I never do that to you. Mrs. Rory, if you need to, if you have any kids' rushes, just send them. Now, my friends, and sometimes never see them again in the ward, and it's just hurting. Oh, it's true. Hi there, Chester. What are you doing there? I know, right? What have I missed in chat? What is ENT? So ENT is ear, nose, and throat. So basically, it is the doctors that deal with your sinuses, your ears, if you've got ear infections, your eustachian tubes and things like that, your throat, your tonsils, anything like mouth cancer and things like that, mouth issues, ulcers, infections. So it's what do you say? All sinuses are up here as well. So it's like your skull down to about here, like the head. They're head doctors, really. So it's all your little, your tubes and your sinuses and your little hollows and things inside your skull. And then also your throat, your trachea. Yeah. What else have I missed? This little hair. All right. We need to get cooking. So let's just go here. We can talk, and sinuses suck. Yeah. My brother is actually going to have, he's got terrible sinuses as well, Nappy. So when you brought it up, I thought of my brother, my middle brother, not Belgor that was here, but the middle one. Hey Rush, hello. How you doing? Welcome back. It arrived. So thrilled. That was quick. Were you expecting it, Nocturne? That's so exciting. You're gonna have rice for dinner? Rice? All day, every day from now on. My mum says turmeric for everything. Inflammation, turmeric. Headache, turmeric. Bowel obstruction, cancer, seizure, turmeric. My grandmother, she's exactly the same, but she's with garlic. Garlic capsules, get your garlic into you. My grandmother was always, and still is, always in garlic mode. If you've got a sore throat, eat some garlic. So when we went to her house, we would have table settings, for breakfast or whatever, and there would be lions or giraffes or whatever for the placemats, and then it was always a juice, and there was always vitamin C and 2 garlic capsules. And so then we used to swallow them and we used to eat, because then we used to you know, when you get that garlic breath. But it was, always a lovely memory of my grandma that's always made us eat garlic. How long were you in hospital altogether? Where's Katie? I missed Katie's message. Sup? Hey Ryan, how you doing? Can we get a streamer shout out for Ryan? For those that want to check out some more cooking streams. I get heaps of sinus issues. Yes, but not today. Just unpacked and cleaned it. It needs to dry. Okay. I don't want package taste. I had light asthma as a kid, and now whenever it's humid, my lungs and sinuses get boiled. I had a lot of tonsillitis as a kid, so like tonsil infection, and it was so bad that it was every 2 weeks. I would have it for 2 weeks, and then I'd get better, and then I'd have it again. And we got to the stage where I was just about to have surgery, and then I grew out of it. So it was all good. It was very, very strange. And every now and then I do get sore throat, but it's not as bad as when I was a kid. Your grandma is the ultimate vampire repellent, definitely. That's why she's always a little bit ponky. A little bit smelly. You know how grandmas have that smell? Like, always a mixture of garlic and samsara perfume. If anyone knows what samsara is, that's what my grandmother smells like. It's the best smell ever. My mum and my grandmother and my aunties, I can name every perfume. My mum is Giorgio Beverly Hills. That is her signature perfume. And my grandmother is samsara. And that's the smell of them. Ever since I was little, when I went to boarding school, I actually stole a half-empty bottle of my mum's perfume, and I would put it on my pillow when I was sad. This is when I was younger, and it would make me make me feel like it was like a nice comfort. My first few weeks of being at boarding school, because my mum and I are quite close, so it is quite nice. I think smell is one of the most important senses to kind of ignite some memories and also some beautiful emotions. Thus the double the garlic was born. That's probably where I got it from. That's why I probably... King Nappy, do you have a garlic story? Who has a garlic story like this? Why do they love garlic so much? Alright friends, I need to be heading out because I'm tired and doing stuff later. Gideon, thank you for popping in. It was lovely to meet you. Thank you for that follow. And it's lovely. Hopefully we can see you soon. Alright. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my rings off. One time I perforated my eardrum and went to the doctor. I was getting itchy. They looked in both ears without changing the tool. So yeah, some practice unless they went like right in, it's depending what they do. So if they haven't gone actually in and it's just like a light, it just goes into your eustachian tube, because this is called a pinna. This outside, this is some education with Molly. Your actual outside of your ear is called a pinna, and then you've got your eustachian tube. So that's the tube that goes actually in your ear, and then there is your eardrum is the canal that actually bridges your sinuses to your ears. So when you pop your ears, there's actually a little membrane that opens, and then it equalizes the pressure. So when you have bad sinuses or you feel really stuffy, what's happening is it's really hard to equalize and balance the pressure from inside your sinuses to outside. So when they say when you're diving, if you're a deep water diver, or also when you're flying, when you pop your nose, or that's why you need to equalize the pressure. The build-up can cause a lot of pain and tension. And the kids are really, it's hard to teach a child how to put their hand on their nose and blow and get that popping sensation. So a lot of kids and even adults don't know and don't understand how to do it. So a great thing is to chew. So you'd give a child like a chewing gum or like some food. You'll see that parents quite often when they're taking off and landing, they'll give kids food, because what that's doing, that stimulation of that jaw muscle, what that's doing is that's opening that little membrane, so then it equalizes the pressure. Okay, we need food. We need feed. Making me miss my nonna. Oh. I'm so thrilled because in the town nearby they sell vegan ground beef. Oh wow. Now I can make German, I don't know how to say that, without breathing, getting harder. Oh goodness. Not really. I was introduced to garlic at a young age and loved it. After the years, tried everything from raw garlic to pickled garlic and if something has garlic on, I'm definitely trying. I was so interested in this garlic, festival thing that you were going to, and I was a bit sad for you, and I was a bit sad for myself because I wanted to go. I would seek it out and go to it. The garlic festival. It's a bit sad that it's a bummer. Okay, so there we go. What we've got is the beef. I should have opened this because I wanted to add a little bit. I think I might have one in the fridge that's a little bit open. Nope, I might have thrown it out, or I've seen thrown it out. No worries. I'm having issues reading chat tonight. I don't know if it's my eyes or the light, but I'm really having to squint. So I apologize if I'm taking a long time to read chat. All right, so a little bit of this. So this is just gonna add some extra flavor and bind. Like I said, we don't have to add any breadcrumbs. That rice is gonna keep that beautiful moisture. We're just gonna season it now with some salt and pepper. If I do the ear popping thing, sometimes it seems to get stuck and hurts like crazy. Ash, does it always feel like that? Because I at times as well, some people can feel that, and that means that there is some type of very minimal infection or irritation in your ear. So if it does ache and you get some jaw pain that comes down here, it's always best to get it checked out. Just go to a doctor. In Australia, we've got bulk billing, so it is free, just to get them to look into your ear if there's any redness. Because I have issues with my jaw clenching. I'm not sure if I clench or grind at night, but my jaw on the right side every now and then clicks, and it also hurts. Like my ear hurts a little bit as well. Okay. It was so trash. It was disappointing. I did have a pretty good garlic burger though. Everything had garlic in it. The bun, the sauce, the cheese, the burger. Oh, so good. What's that sort of light do you have, Miss Molly? So I have soft boxes. So we have 2 here and 2 here. This one here is to illuminate from the side, but also for the stove cam. And we have some high powered, I've got down lights that hang down. So we've just replaced the bulb with some 55 watt light bulbs. Are really good quality photography lights. But this kitchen is terrible. It's a beautiful kitchen, but the lighting isn't too great. So we're in the process of looking for some LED lights to upgrade our stream. But soft boxes are phenomenal. And also we have 4 Philips Hue bulbs in there as well. And so they aren't as effective because we don't have as many. We picked these up, actually we got two sets, so 2 for $100 each. So we originally just had 2 in the old kitchen, and now we've upgraded, we've splurged and got some more. And we're hoping that we might find some cheaper LED ones just to give us a little bit of oomph, especially in this prep area. These ones here aren't too strong, so it's nice. It's not. I want it to be illuminating a little bit more to make the food look a bit nicer. But there's these things, you just want to build and get better. But we've been very lucky for all the support that we've received, because it just goes back into the stream. We recently got our stream deck, and we're slowly building on things. I have 2 soft boxes, but I only use them anymore. You don't use them when you only need to. Streaming for long hours on the end with soft boxes in your face can make your eyes bleed, definitely. Nappy, I invested in a ring light that's got you can change the layers on it. so that it's like a warm light, and it also makes me look a bit tanned, but it's definitely illuminates your face, but you definitely don't have the heat and everything blaring down on you. So that might be beneficial if you want to look into that. Okay, you're so bright and clear. I need to work on that. You know, like you said, that you're definitely like new and at things, and the best thing is to ask everyone around, and if there's any information on things that you would like with our setting. Lighting a kitchen is very hard, so definitely if there's anything that I can help you with. And just, you know, ask them, some cooking streamers around, what they've got and what might be beneficial for you, and try things out. Ask if you buy something, see if you can take it back, if their return policy is really good. Like with a bit of equipment that we were going to buy, we were looking at getting a GoPro for our main cam, but it didn't have a good of impact as we wanted for like a purchase of $500. So we took it back. We checked their warranty before, their refund policy before we bought it, because you don't want to be stuck with something that you don't or can't use. So definitely try some things out, ask questions, borrow equipment or hire equipment before you make that big purchase, because definitely you want to make sure it's right, and you want to make sure that it can be functional for your kitchen and your streaming, whatever you're doing really. Yeah, I want to get a new ring light for my camera. I have one in my YouTube office, my Twitch room. I need to revamp the lighting soon. Ooh, that's exciting. I should get in VC sometime and show you what my jaw sounds like. Ooh, okay. That means it's loud. Oh, poor thing. Is it painful, Ash? Hello, Scoelli. I am super sorry. How are you? Been a while since I've been here. Well, welcome. I know. Have you seen the new kitchen? We have been here for it has to be 4 weeks now. Definitely. It has to be 4 weeks. Good to see you too. It is lovely. I apologize for not getting through chat fast enough, guys. My eyes are a little bit like I said, I don't know. I just feel a bit hazy. I'm gonna get that garlic into me, definitely. All right, so back here, use your hands, incorporate this. So in here we have garlic, onion, pork, and beef. Then we have parsley and the tomato. Something up with your eyes, Molly. Turmeric. Definitely. Maybe I should put turmeric in this, Exceed. That would actually taste quite good. Now you've done it. Now I'm gonna have to go and get turmeric, because we've got garlic. We need to have some turmeric, because Mrs. Ruby, the senior, I know it's not Ruby because you're obviously married, but let me find my turmeric. I put all my spices in alphabetical order, but I still can't find them. Here we go. Some turmeric. So bright yellow. They often call turmeric the poor man's saffron, because saffron is an extremely expensive spice. And it has a beautiful flavor, but what it does is it imparts a really beautiful golden color. And they call it the turmeric, the poor man's saffron, because what it does is it's got that very nice hue. It doesn't have a very similar flavor at all, just the color. Add oil in it, miss. It's too much dry. It's good because I've added the tomato, so I appreciate it, and it's going to be cooking in a tomato-based sauce as well. All right, it's very moist. We'll add some more salt and pepper. Don't blame the garlic, blame the soft boxes. Definitely. Here I am. I'm drinking. Well, I should be drinking this cold coffee. But really, I really should be drinking water. So I'm just going to grab a water bottle out of the fridge. We haven't made anything. I'm too busy talking and enjoying chatting to you all. It's tense and kind of uncomfortable, except when it sticks the... Okay, you're going to laugh at me, but I went to a doctor when I was probably 14 or 15, and he told me when you've got jaw pain and it clicks and it's tight. I can't believe I'm gonna do this on stream. Hold on. See, Chef Belvoir told me, he told me off last week because I don't ever have wooden spoons in my kitchen. Scoelly, thank you so much for that sub. Oh my goodness, that was such a lovely surprise. Thank you for that support. So Squirrely, you know the deal. You've been around here for such a long time. As a sub, you receive all of the recipes on stream. You get your knife and fork to get yourself started on the progressive meal of the subs. And you also get the Miss Molly Makes Emote and $500 Molly to get you started. You're so naughty. No, because you're gonna keep doing this and it's gonna be bad. Okay. Squirrely, thank you very much. XC will transfer you those Molly dollars, or even Ash might be able to. All right, so what you do, oh, I stepped on his paw. Okay, you put it in your mouth, like this, and you want to get it out to the back of your teeth, if possible. So maybe use something smaller, or like a wooden ruler. And you want to bite down, preferably on like your middle teeth, and you want to bite, and what that will do, you want to hold and clench, and then release, and then clench and release. Repeat for a few minutes, and what that does is that bites down equally, and it will strengthen and stretch those muscles. God, I'm full of like health education today. Who's got an issue? Let me treat you. It's the least I can do. That warms my heart. You know how it means. Scarlett, thank you very much. It is lovely to see you. How is the weather in beautiful South Australia? Okay, so Squally's been around for a while now. He came over with Danielle Freak, one of our good friends, Danielle's stream. All right, salt and pepper, that's good. I'm just procrastinating now. Okay, now we need egg. There we go. We're gonna use a spoon because I don't want to wet my hands again, even though I'm gonna need to. Okay, mix, mix, mix. Mrs. Ruby, what time do the kids arrive? What time is it for you? I feel like I just said goodnight to you when you were sleeping. It must be super early. Miss Molly's advice stream, definitely. You know I'm always here for you guys if you need anything. Okay. Let's go. So, we have there we go. Here we have the mix. What I'm going to do is bring this over. I'm going to take this parsley away. And we'll bring our cabbage rolls over. Like this. Alright, so what you want to do, I'm going to try to find a small enough paring knife. So oven has been preheated to 180 degrees, which is about 375 Fahrenheit. You're going to take that core out like that, and now you've got your cooked cabbage. So what I like to do is just get your mixture like that. You guys can see adequately. There we go. Like that. You can make these as big or little as you want. And these are good with kids because you can get them involved. You can hide veggies in there as well. Okay. So like this. Wrap like that. Tuck it in and wrap it. Oh, that one's pierced a little bit. Wrap it like that. It doesn't have to be perfect because what's going to happen is it just goes in like that. The filling looks good, but I hate cooked cabbage coming from an Irish family. I think cabbage has definitely a bad taste in people's mouth. You know, it goes a bit stodgy, it goes a bit smelly when you cook it, so I can definitely understand that. Okay. So, if you're finding your cabbage leaves aren't keeping together, just use less filling and wrap them a little bit tighter. And that's why I said cooking them and softening them makes them so much easier to handle. Like that. Little parcels, and then put them in like that. It's way too hot, Squirrely says. It has been raining here all day. And on the weekend, there was like a thunderstorm. I don't know what's happening with this supposed spring weather. Like that. Have I got any parents in stream? Who's got some kids with some, like, who are fussy eaters? Where are my parents at? Fussy eaters. Some kids are terrible. I know that in my family, my oldest brother, Belgor, that you guys met on the weekend, and myself, we would kind of eat a lot, or, you know, and we were very adventurous with food. Whereas my middle brother, Cody, or Kel, I think it's Striker is his name. He's terrible with food. He's very picky. We make fun of him because, which isn't a terrible thing, you should make fun of people. As kids, we used to be very nasty to him because he takes so long to eat. And what he does is he'll have a little bit, with his knife and fork, he'll cut a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and he layers it on his fork and then puts it in his mouth. And he just takes so long to eat. He's very picky, so a lot of our life, my mum would kind of make us food and then she'd make him something specific, or keep out some ingredient. And it was such a pain, and still is to this day. He's very picky with what he eats. So usually, instead of having, when they come over, I'll just make sure I cook something that he likes because everyone else will eat it. I know that. But who knows some picky eaters? There's no parents in chat. Everyone's a single Pringle, or no little bunny rabbits. Mini makers. Alright. Okay. Here we go. Now filling. These are really good to have the next day as well. And you can get pickled cabbage, and in my opinion, because I like things that are pickled and fermented, I really like the flavour. Exceed really doesn't. He's not hugely against it, I don't think, but I just love the zestiness of the pickled cabbage going along with the beautiful spicy, salty meat that I made when I did it the Romanian style. Okay. Mrs. Lemon, both my kids are picky eaters. So do you have any tips and tricks for getting things into them? Or what do they like that you can eat that cut up part? This one here? Yeah, definitely. The feeling, I work at Disneyland. No way! That is the coolest job ever! You work at Disneyland. And we had a thunderstorm the other day, and I was working Dumbo, the ride, and the lightning box had lightning right above us. Oh my gosh. So how does that work? I always wondered at a theme park, if it's raining, it's okay? Or do they shut all the rides when there's bad weather? Is it rain that's okay, but not thunder and lightning? How long have you worked at Disneyland for? It's really cool. There's a lot of people in this community that are in love with Disney. We were actually in our going live pre-stream playing Disney movies, Disney songs. Kids are here. See you later, Miss Molly. Mrs. Ruby, thank you for stopping by. I love to hear. Maybe I'll pop in your stream, or you can pop in our stream and update us. I hope you have a lovely day with those little kids. I hope they don't eat too much Play-Doh and they're not too much of a hassle for you. We're wishing you all the luck. Very exciting. I love you, Sissy, get those emotes. Thank you for so much for those emotes. Oh my gosh. My daughter loves just about everything to eat. Big Woody, that is so good to hear. Do you think that girls are more fussy than boys? What are your thoughts on that? The rides that are affected by rain have to be shut down. Electricity and water don't mix. I've worked there for 4 years now. Goodness me. So do you work predominantly as a ride operator, or do the roles change throughout those 4 years? How does it work exactly? Unfortunately, no, I just had to make sure to cook things they both liked. Okay, all right. So do you find that you would make 2 meals, or you would just make things that your recipes specifically for them that they both liked? Yeah, I'm a ride operator. I started working as a park attendant there. Parking attendant. So that's where you just show people how to park and park for them. I think that's an important job. Very important. You have to be really organized. And because people get stressed. I do not like parking my car. I do not like the whole experience about going shopping, especially at Christmas time or like seasonal time. I do not like the experience of finding a car park. It's really stressful. Where we used to live, there was a big mall nearby, and our gym was there, and it was just a terrible, terrible experience. Every time you would park, there would people be like arguing. There was, in the main level, which is the good level because it's closer to everything, there would always be arguments, people yelling, saying that, that was saved for me, and people getting out of their car, and it was just not a nice experience. So even though I like parking close, I don't like parking. So I can really understand. Jess has been getting really excited at stream time lately. No, generally 1 meal for everyone. Okay. I know here no one brings it like Gaston. The Gaston at Disneyland are a joke. The ones in Florida are a different story. What do you mean? Vendetta, what do you mean? Like, Molly's a greedy parker. I am not a greedy parker. I like to be closer to the exits, okay? To the entryways of the super, and I will walk around and I'll drive around and I'll wait and I'll like get in there, and he never does it. I tell him to get out of the car and stand in the car park so then I can do a lap and then park in there. I hate it. I hate parking. I hate having to walk to the car park, to the area, even though you're going to walk up and down. Isn't it funny? We walk up and down the mall or the shopping center and you're walking all the time, but the thought of parking away from the entry and having to walk all that distance is like terrible. I don't understand that mentality, but I have it. I definitely have it. So Disneyland is in California and Disney World is in Florida, but generally, so Florida has better like quality. Okay, I've only ever been to Disneyland. Exceed's been to Disney World, but I had a lot of fun, so I definitely want to hit up Florida as well. I was walking the street today and found this $2 Australian note, and I was shook thinking, is this fake or real? It was just standing on the side of the road. It's really interesting. We have a few, is it $1 bills, Exceed, that we found when Exceed's mum's belongings. There's a $1 bill. I think they said if it starts with Z, or they've got like initials. It's worth up to for $1. Like it's a $1 note. Because now we have coins. It's worth, I think, $17,000 for one note, which is phenomenal. But ours aren't worth anything, I don't think. It was on a footpath. Oh, goodness. Do you think it is the hiring process or better pool of actors? I can imagine that because it's like a Disney World, it's kind of their, what would you say, their premiere kind of, that's where they started, or that's where it is. I think they would probably have a lot to choose from, to pick from. Ash, I would definitely understand. But I think all of the Disney Worlds, worldwide Disneylands, are very, very, inundated with resumes and their programs for, I think it's yearly or a 6 month. Tell me if I'm wrong, Vendetta. Their intake. I had a girl that I knew, and she went over there for 6 months or a year. I'm not 100% sure. And then she was like, they hire you for the job. They give you a place to stay, and it's kind of like vacation work. Hi, Miss Molly. I don't think that I said hi to you yet. How are you, Katie? I thought I saw you in chat before, but I don't know. Someone commented. I think they said your name. So hello. How are you? Have you been lurking, or have you been busy? How has things been? It's been a while. I so love that you can pop in. Okay. I don't know if I should do more. Maybe one more for the rest of this filling. I think it's the way they use the characters over there in general. Okay. Like the managers of the park are a lot better. Because we've been live for 2 hours and I haven't even said anything. Okay. So this will definitely soften. If you're worried, put the ones that are less cooked at the bottom, like that. And what you want to do, or I should, it's the last bit of filling, because it's got raw uncooked rice. And so I would like fry it up in the pan, but it won't be as nice. So I'll roll the last one up. I know this looks funny, but I promise you it's such an amazing meal. Okay, so this is an easy way. So just have some Italian passata, so blended tomatoes like that, all over this. Then what you want to do is you want to fill this about a quarter to half the way full, like that. And I don't have any chicken stock at the moment, so I'm just using chicken stock powder, but this is perfect for this recipe as well, because you're giving some extra flavor. So about a teaspoon, like that. Put the lid. It's basically a fake internship, yeah. Hold on. Like that. And you can kind of give it a jiggle and it will settle into the little nooks and crannies. We're gonna put the lid on, and that will shrink down, remember, and then into the oven. Yes, okay. Disneyland has something called a college program, but it's very exploitative. It's a job where you're in college and they allow you to live in their apartments but charge you most of what you make, and it really doesn't do anything for the employees. Oh, okay. Basically a fake internship. Making the quality lower. Granted, there are opportunities if you meet the right people, but for the most part it benefits them. Goodness me. I was watching Cooking for Noobs, for anyone that knows, she's a partnered cooking streamer. She used to work at Disneyland, I think. Just one thing that I remember, because it just was so out of the ordinary that I was like, oh, okay, that's really cool. So yeah. All right, now, ladies and gents, we're gonna make some chicken paprikash for our friend Kyle. So Kyle has recently got a new job, new position, so he can't be here as much, and we do miss him a lot. So we should make a little clip and send it to him. Oh, I miss him. He's so fun in chat. He's so lovely. Kyle, we miss you. But he redeemed paprika. So we're gonna be making paprikash today, which is a really delicious, easy, simple recipe. And it can be served with pasta, it could be served with rice, and it's gonna be amazing. We've made it once on stream before. So I'll bring over the ingredients. So we have chicken breast. You can use chicken thigh as well. Did you do a warhead yet? I was away. I didn't! No one reminded me. Exceed, can we get... So for those that are new to the stream, for every 2 subs we receive, we eat a warhead. And so it's a fun experience for us all. But it's just our way of having a little bit of fun and joking around. So here we have a vote. So in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, you enter in chat. Exceed will bring it up in a few minutes. And you guys get to vote which flavor we eat. So 1 for blue raspberry, 2 for apple, 3 for black cherry, 4 for lemon, 5 for watermelon, 6, no Molly, don't do it. So that's my saving grace. So spam 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 in chat. Nappy's just gone in with blue raspberry. Everyone likes blue raspberry. That's the one we ate last night, wasn't it? No, it was the cherry. Warheads are the best part. 3. Yeah, everyone loves black cherry. We ate that last night. All right, I'll let you guys vote. We'll just go through some, I don't know if I can change screens, but I'll just make sure I've got the ingredients. I'll bring up my recipe, so I'm making it the right way for you guys. Candy from my childhood. I don't like sour. I like it, but the instant sour just makes my face, it's one of those things, it doesn't look like I'm enjoying it, but I do enjoy it. No one does 6. We've got any more? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, guys. Let us know in chat. Barn. Thank you for that. 1, blue raspberry. So we're gonna call it, it's overwhelmingly positive for, oh look, it's gonna have blue raspberry. Poll is closed. Oh, jelly bean, just too close. But I think it's all right. That's what happened last night. We just closed it off and then 2 people voted. So, are you ready? I've got a headache just thinking about this. Whew. Blue raspberry, ladies and gentlemen. Do you think I'm cheating? Do you think that this is not really a warhead? Should I show you? Extreme sour. My mouth is watering just thinking of it all. Delicious. Oh God. This is always the worst. Oh God. I'm just trying to keep my eyes open for you guys. So we're trying to keep my eyes open. It's like so creepy. So creepy. Just when you think it's good and you feel the sweetness, then there's like citric acid that's on your cheeks, on the inside, and then you like lick that, and there it is again. It's real, guys. I feel like blue raspberry is definitely the best flavor when it's sweet. Oh. Done. Okay, we're good. So I just started with a personal trainer yesterday, and she's asked me to write down my food and my calories and stuff every day, how am I going to explain warheads? Like, I ate just the sour bit of the warhead. I always used to chipmunk warheads. Used to put them, how many in your mouth? That makes me want to cry because it feels like it's burning through your cheek when you leave it there too long. When I've had 2 is hard, 3 is extremely painful, 4 is like I nearly vomited on stream. It's just really hard to keep them circulating around your mouth, that they don't stay there too long because that citric acid feels like it's going to burn its way through, and it just, yeah, 3's bad, 4's terrible. I'll never do multiples again unless I have to. Oh man, through to the sweet. So Ash Wolfrunner always, when I do it, she backs me up and she does it too. So she's doing it at home. She's the real MVP. I chipmunk it slowly and slowly suck the sour off. Makes me feel sick. I really want to see Ghost version of Warheads. Looks fun as well. The Ghost version? What's that? That sounds interesting. Like, give your mouth ulcers if you do too many. So the reason that we have a hard limit, because when we moved from our old house for our original stream house to our second house, it was our 250th stream exceed? No, 100th stream. So we had a celebration of like moving into a new house, new kitchen. So we had, I think I ate 6 or 8 warheads that night, and I had multiples, and my tongue was so burnt, all of the taste buds, that my tongue bled, and I couldn't eat properly for a whole week. Like we went to new restaurants in our new house, a new area, and I couldn't taste any food. It was so painful to swallow, and the citric acid was just, wasn't good. So now we have a hard limit. We set at 5. So usually we don't do any more than 5. Citric acid is bad for you. Chester's excited to see you guys in the kitchen. Why is it wiggling? I don't know. Is it wiggling? Why is it wiggling? It's so weird. Okay, so chicken breast here. I just defrosted it a little bit too much, but it is fine. It's just chicken. Just been cooked in the microwave a little bit too much. Okay, we have onion, capsicum, lemon in there as well. So you could have green, but I've got red. I don't like green bell pepper or green capsicum. Cornstarch is going to thicken it, so corn flour will help you thicken it. Paprika. So this is the hero ingredient for the stream. So this is paprika. Beautiful, beautiful spice. You can get smoked paprika as well. Hey Google, tell me about paprika.
According to Wikipedia, paprika is a ground spice made from dried red fruits of the larger and sweeter varieties of the plant Capsicum annuum, called bell pepper or sweet pepper.
Yeah. So this is the capsicum or the bell pepper, and then this is the dried version. We're also going to be using parsley, sour cream. I just have to put a clamp on it because it's such a silly way of storing the sour cream. I should decant it into another container, but my way of solving it is just to put a clamp on the top. And then some lemon, salt and pepper, and that's it. We could put some bay leaves in there as well, or some spice if you wanted some chili flakes. It is a really delicious, creamy. I like to have it with rice, but you can serve it with pasta as well, which would be really delicious. Exceed, would you like pasta or would you like rice? Pasta would be nice. Maybe we should do some angel hair pasta or rice. What do you think? So this recipe will take a lot less time than the other one. Pasta! Secretly hoping that you said that. Did I influence you in any way? All right. So, first things first. No, we had rice earlier today. We did. Okay. We're gonna chop an onion. Okay, so this is the only thing that I can find that makes onion chopping easier. The unfortunate thing is that it's really attractive. So I don't mind making fun of myself, but usually I just go like this straight away and change to this scene. But so we started off with we bought a pair and then it broke. So then these ones here were kindly donated by a beautiful viewer that is no longer around, but his name is Podabon. So we're very grateful. Okay. There we go. Take off this dry husk. Cut it in half, like that. Peel. Ugh. It's so hard to peel. Peel, mother trucker. Okay. You could always take more off, like take a huge layer, but I'm about to. But it's better to conserve as much as you can. DJ Bella, first room I come back to after being sick is you dressed like this, looking good. How you doing? You know our streams are always themed. I'm always dressing up or doing something silly or crazy. There we go. How you doing, DJ? Alright, so I'm going to keep these on. We're going to chop them like I showed you before. So, keeping this intact, the root intact, slicing down like that, and then cutting through. These I'm doing a little bit bigger, a little bit chunkier. Oh, see, be careful with your fingers. Flip it over, chop down. And the key to all of this, whenever chopping, is a really sharp knife. And so once this is started cooking, then we'll get into sharpening our knives. Because I keep saying I'm going to do it on stream to show you guys. And I'm learning, so I'm getting better. But I keep putting it off. If not, I'll just do it off stream. But I think, is anyone interested in learning how to use a whetstone to sharpen their knives? There we go. So yeah, these onion chopping glasses are the bomb. They're the only thing that I've found. People, when we started streaming, people were saying, put a spoon in your mouth, eat chewing gum, put a fan in your face. The only thing, because what happens is these have foam that got suction around your eyes, and what it does is it really helps with the fumes. Sometimes you can smell the onion smell, and it goes up your nose and it's very intense, but definitely this is amazing. I use a silver stone to sharpen my knives. Oh, I've never heard of that. Be interesting to learn for myself. Cool, Kaza, cool. All right, we'll get into it then. All right. We've got here, we'll just do some capsicum as well. It's a lot of onion. I might not use all of that actually. Oh, see, I can show them my new trick that I learned with caramelizing onions. Does anyone remember what I said about the hack to caramelizing onions in a portion of the time? Or does anyone know a hack? Maybe the same thing that I'm trying to show you. If you have a really sharp knife, the onion will not smell or hurt your eyes. It reduces it, definitely reduces it, DJ. But what happens is different onions also have different amounts of the irritant, and so you're always going to release a small amount of that, but definitely you can reduce the sharp of your knife, of course. Okay, so I'm just keep them in nice strips if you wanted to as well. Okay, so you've got your onion and your capsicum. I might get some more of this, but we're going to go over to the stove. I'm going to grab this guy. It's a bit unfortunate because this way is towards the light source and it can see in there, but the larger element on the stove is on that side. I use white ones, so I can't really say if it works. Yeah, so it's really hard. I've been struggling to find white onions. Brown onions are a lot cheaper, and I try as much as possible to stick to a budget to reduce the cost so we can stream more and do more theme streams. So definitely, yeah, I would like to get, so for, I think it's 2 kilos of onions, it's between $1 to $2, so you can get a lot of onions, but it comes with the downfall of burning eyes. I think sweet onions, which are like your white onions and your purple onions, have a smaller amount of sugar, or a larger amount of sugar, and the less of this irritant. And brown onions have been proven to be the worst, from what I understand. Jetoki, hello! How you doing? They're not cheap in bulk, yeah. All right. So in here I have some oil. So I'm going to show you something really amazing that it blew my mind. So caramelizing onions, especially brown onions or red onions, takes a long time and low heat, because what you want to do is, what will happen, you want the onions to start sweating, and once they sweat, that cell barrier breaks open and the amino acids and the sugars interact, and there's a chemical reaction that takes place, and they start to brown and they start to caramelize. So I was doing some research on some cooking tips and tricks a few weeks ago, and I came across this article that was looking for a way of increasing this reaction and finding a way to to make it happen faster, and a way to make it better. So make more caramelization without burning, as well as without having to put it at a low temperature and waiting 20 to 30 minutes for that slow reaction to occur. They found that interrupting the acidity and the pH level can really increase the reaction time and decrease the amount of decrease the reaction time. No, increase the reaction speed, but then decrease the cooking time. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you what it is. It's super easy, super simple, and it's something that we all have in our house. If you're into cooking, you have in your house, is this baking soda. So you want to add a small amount of this when this is on the stove. Oh my god, a scene from Baby Spiders eating their mum was on TV, and someone said something about children sucking the life out of their mothers, and my mum just stared at me. Oh my gosh, that would be the worst. I'm like, Mum, I would kill her. You have the TV on and Molly Ashwell, do you have 4 ears? Baking soda, I got baking soda. So watch this, ready? So, it's starting to sweat, you can see a little bit, but there's this caramelization happening and it's starting to burn that surface area. So what you want to do is add a small amount of baking soda, because the more you add, the more you taste it. And I want to show you what starts to happen straight away. Ready? So you stir it in. Can you guys see? So it starts to change colour, but also it starts to sweat at a higher rate. So that means there's more lubrication, that water starts to evaporate, but it also prevents it sticking and burning onto the pan. which is just, you know, was mind blowing to me when I did it this morning. It starts to change colour, so it's gone like quite a yellowy tinge, and then it starts to go brown. But it's evenly changing colour. Rather than doing this for such a long time, you find that you have to keep stirring it for 15 to 20 minutes at a low temperature because you don't want it to over caramelise. Then you're adding, you know, some water or some oil or something to deglaze the pan to prevent it from burning. See, I've not added anything. You've got a lot of liquid still in the pan. Yeah, so you can add some brown sugar as well towards the end, but it's just showing you that once, you know, you add a bit of baking soda, it just really cuts down on the effort. So if you were to keep cooking this, it'll start to go really, really delicious. That natural sugar is breaking down and changing the colour. So you've got the sweating, so that's releasing that water content, breaking open the cells to release that sugar. And what we've done, all we've done is added maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon of baking soda to increase that pH, and yeah, science, guys. It's all about science. She's so freaked out. See, ask Bill Nye, the science guy. He'll probably tell you this. So, you could break it down like this and keep going because it will soften down. But really, this is how much I would want it, this consistency, when I was to be cooking something else. So we're going to put in our capsicum, like that. We're going to turn the heat off and let that residual heat start cooking the capsicum. I don't know if you read my little hospital journey strip, but I can post it again. Alright, Katie, feel free to post it again. Okay, and then here we're just going to, last thing, so now everything else has been added. Now we can cut the raw meat. Whoop. Down. Looks so good. Thanks, Katie. Great tip, Molly. Thanks, Exceed. I don't know if I taught you guys something new, if anyone knew that before, but I was mind blown. I was so excited this morning to tell everyone. Okay. So I might do these in long strips, actually. So this small little bit amount of white is from the microwave. So I defrosted it in the microwave a little bit too much. It's okay. The dogs are here because I've got meat. Oh, my nose. So nummy looking. Thanks. Hey Chester, he is here. Can you see? You can't even see Romeo because of the lighting. Romeo's there as well. Some nice strips. Hey, Strip. I was commenting to Exceed because when we go into, you know, when you go into a stream and they know you by a name, or you know, they call you a nickname from something in your name. So like we call Ash, or like we call Wolf, or we say Ash or whatever. Whereas another streamer might come in and like if you raid someone, they'll call you Runner, or they call you something different. And it was just very interesting because we call you Strip because we know you from I Strip for donuts or I Strip for potatoes. Whereas other people just call you like Donuts. We were in Kat's kitchen when we hosted Kat on the weekend, and Strip was being called Donuts. And it just threw me every time because it made me laugh because we know him as Strip and we call him Strip. because his full name is I Strip for Donuts. And people call you different names, so it's quite sweet. But Strips is his name, but Ash is Wolf Runner, but not Ash. Not really Ash. Alright, look at that beautiful, oh my gosh, it's just like caramelized jam. It tastes really good. So we're gonna put in our chicken. And also, this cabbage I need to take away and start cooking some pasta. I like to change it up. I love watching vegetables cook in oil. So when you're cooking pasta, just like we learned from Chef Belgor on the weekend, is you want to boiling water, and then also a lot of salt in there as well, because that's going to really impart an amazing flavour when that sauce comes in contact, that pasta comes into contact with the sauce. Salt is a flavour enhancer, so that's why you reduce the amount of salt that you're having here, and then you would increase the salt in the pasta. Okay. Angel hair pasta, salt in there, and then some really fine, so it cooks really fast, but it's like very, very thin spaghetti. It's my favourite pasta ever. I'm not a huge pasta eater. Ash is no Ashley. Alright, so there we're going to add in our paprika. Ready to spoon for this. I can smell it from the east of USA. So you can use smoked paprika as well. Use quite a little bit, quite a lot. Quite a little bit, that doesn't make sense, does it? So 1/4 cup you want. Because this is the hero flavour. That. Oh my gosh, that beautiful red tinge, red hue, that's like an orangey colour as it starts to be stirred through. And then see, we can get, it's starting to get sticky, so what we need to do is deglaze the pan. So what we're going to do is put some chicken stock in there. Just get a Do you like pesto on pasta? I do actually. It's probably one of the ways that I do like to eat it. I'm not a huge pasta eater. I always find it a bit too heavy. Okay, deglaze the pan with some chicken stock, like this. So deglazing is just lifting all of that beautiful caramelization before it starts to burn, and that beautiful flavour that sticks onto the pan. So you just want to make sure I'm using a silicone spatula, and then it's not too bendy, which I don't love, but it's just being able to scrape the sides. You can leave it in the pan and it doesn't totally heat up. You just need to be a little bit gentle, but it won't melt. If you've got a good quality silicone, there we go. Oh my gosh. Second last thing. I'm going to add some sour cream in there. So I'm going to turn the heat down at the moment. Sour cream. Definitely put Greek yogurt if you like. going to make it really creamy. Stir it through nice and gentle, fold that through. That beautiful colour. It's very warming, very, reminds me of goulash, that beautiful Hungarian. Oh, yum. Look at that. And then what we're going to do, last thing, is we're going to start to thicken it. There are two ways that you can thicken, or there are two ways you can thicken things. You can reduce them down so they're simmering or like a rapid heat, so that it evaporates a lot of the water content. But it also starts to really increase the flavors that are in there. So most importantly, salt. So if you reduce something down, you want to reduce the salt because it will start to get really salty, really overbearing. It might be too spicy as well. So it's that water texture, water content really is needed sometimes. So what we're going to do, we're going to thicken it in the second way, which is adding some type of starch or protein to be able to kind of start to thicken. So you would use like a coconut, like flour, so regular plain flour. You could use arrowroot if you wanted to do like a vegan or vegetarian version, or also a low carb, but we're going to use corn flour today. And I really recommend not adding it directly, the powder, because it will clump, and the small amounts of powder will be enveloped by the liquid, and then they're really, really hard to get out the corn flour. So what we're going to do, I've got a small little cup here, and you cut this open. Okay, so corn flour like that, and what you want to do is make a slurry. It's got a slurry, so it's a small amount of water, like this. It's probably a little bit too much water actually. What you want to use is the back of your spoon, and you want to push any mixture, and make sure you don't have any lumps. You just want to run through like that and check if you've got any lumps and dissolve it all. Cornstarch is another way. Yeah, so yeah, cornstarch, so this is, we're using corn flour. Cornstarch and corn flour, same thing. There we go. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that you heat this, not only to thicken it, but also to cook off that flavor. Corn flour or cornstarch is commonly used in things like lemon curd, sauces, pasta sauces, and things that you want to thicken it. You also want to change the flavor balance that you've got in there, as much as reducing it down. So I've added a small amount and I'm heating it, and I'm just waiting to see how thick it goes. Because you want it in a nice consistency. You don't want it too runny, because it's really hard and that the flavor will fall off the pasta. But you want it to be sticky enough that when you scoop it up and layer it over your beautiful pasta, that beautiful has the right consistency, that it brings it up in your spoon and sticks to your meat as well. So we're going to add a little bit more. There we go. I use Argo cornstarch for my chicken and dumplings. Thickener is great. Oh, is Argo a brand? I can smell that cabbage rolls in the oven. They smell amazing. Alright. So I'm just going to let this sit, I think. I'll add a little bit more. There we go. We'll thicken that and then we'll wait for the water to heat up so that we can start to cook our pasta. We'll get stuck on our apples, cooking out apples for our little apple crumbles. There we go. hold on. Picked up a spoon and it had like a different flavour on it. I was like, what? So I don't know what the spoon I was using. Oh, yum. Doesn't that look good? Woo! Beautiful chunks of chicken. And we don't want to overheat it because we don't want to make that chicken dry. So I'm just going to turn it off the heat. Needs a bit of salt. But not too much. Salt and pepper. So this here isn't supposed to come in contact with any moisture because it the salt will mold. So I'm terrible for it, so I'm just trying to be better. Trying to be better, guys. Alright. So we'll let that sit. You can cover it if you wanted to. This is starting to boil. We're going to go quickly into some little apple crumbles. So I have some apples here, I have cinnamon, some vanilla bean paste. I also have some coconut rolled oats. We've got some butter. I didn't know salt could mold. So it's the moisture, it absorbs moisture and then there's mold that is created around it. So these here are amazing. They are Cole & Mason. They've got a lifetime warranty and I phenomenally, they're amazing. But in here, they have two different, for the salt and the pepper grinder, there are two different mechanisms. So one's ceramic, the pepper's ceramic, so that it, rather than crushes the peppercorns, it slices them, which I found out once I broke it the first time. So I didn't realize one's salt and one's pepper. So I put the salt originally in the pepper and it molded and it grinded all of, and it rusted all of this, the ceramic mechanism. So they sent me out a new one because they've got a lifetime warranty. So if anything happens, which is really lovely. So now I'm making sure I look after them a little bit better. Okay, so we're gonna get some flour as well in a little bit. But we're gonna make some small little apple crumbles, perfect little dessert. If you wanna impress someone or just something, you know, for yourself, which is always nice. What we're gonna do is grab these apples. Should we peel them? Peel them or unpeeled? What do you recommend, guys? Who goes for peeling the apples and who says no peeling? I wanna do your thoughts. Should we take off the green skin or should we dice them and slice them just as they are? They're washed. What do you reckon? Oh my eyes. I vote no peeling. Succeed, why don't you like peeling? I'm not gonna ask you guys this question, but I just wanna ask you. Oh. I'll eat anything. I'll eat anything, I just need feeding. Oh, Gaza. No one else is gonna say? Peeling or no peeling? Who peels their apples? Alright, so here it's starting to boil. So I'm just gonna add in some pasta. Like that. I always feel like I never do enough with this type of pasta. It is amazing. Angel hair pasta, really good. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Ah! Go in. Just want to give it a little bit of help. Like that. Ryan, are you still in chat? Are you streaming today? Is it, what are your stream dates, Ryan? Peeling just would be more work. Definitely. Let's not peel. Why did I do that? Okay, so cut them in quarters. If you want to save as much apple as possible, cut them in quarters like this. Using a small paring knife like this, just cut off down. Let's do it for the right way. Just cut down like that, and then cut down like that. And what happens is you can just lift it off, and it makes little pieces like this. So there's no seeds. Torin! I'm one of those beasts that breaks the pasta in half. Oh my god! I do that sometimes. But yes, that's terrible. Bellafai would be... Oh, all those Italians are just crying in their graves and they're just... Torin, how you doing? I won't give you a hard time. I promise I won't give you a hard time. Because there's some definitely good food that I know you do properly. And Torin's from Portugal, for those that don't know, and she eats some damn good food. There's some beautiful food that comes, like Portuguese food is just bang on. So I won't hold it against you. And she's an amazing streamer as well, guys, if you haven't caught one of Torin's streams. Peeling is more work, so let's just do it like this. So just take out the seeds, but if you're lazy, like me, usually, what I do is just cut like this, cut squares, like that, avoiding, and then you just cut the core out. I was going to buy an apple corer, but I bought another knife instead because they were both on sale, and I was like, which one should I buy? So I bought the apple corer instead. I just don't like slurping on endless string of pasta. That's definitely true. That is a downfall of pasta. I feel the same way. I do the same thing with noodles. Like rice noodles, if I'm cooking it for like a salad or something, I'll break it into quarters or even like cut it up with like kitchen scissors and like swirl it and cut it. Because there's nothing worse than trying to get it on your fork and then you can't spin like noodle salad, and so you're trying to eat it and it's going everywhere. What is your favorite brand of knife? See, this is one of the questions that that gets me, because everybody's different, and everybody, for me, I have a variety of knives, and there's some that I love and there's some that, like this here is a global knife. Where is that? I was showing you the difference between this knife. So this is a Baccarat knife here, and this is a global knife. These are more worldly known. This here has a very narrow handle, and the shaft is quite narrow. And then this one here, the handle is a bit bigger and wider as well, if you can see the thickness. I don't know if this is the right way. See, this one's a little bit thicker. This one actually feels better in my hand, whereas this one here, even though I have small hands, it really hurts. And if I chop too much, I get calluses in here, and it's not as comfortable. Whereas this one is a little bit fatter, and I can grip it nicer. But then I also have this shun knife. This is a Japanese Damascus steel, and this one is probably my favorite because it has this area here, this notch, where you're supposed to put your hand like that, your thumb, and you grip it like that, and that's how you cut. And that's probably my favorite. However, Japanese steel is a BITCH to sharpen. Where these, you can be more, like I'll show you with the Japanese, the whetstone, you can be more, they're more forgiving, you can be rougher and tougher. Whereas the steel, the Damascus steel, are thinner knives. Even if you just look at it, they're a different edge. So they're very prone to chipping and like taking like big chunks out of them when you they're very brittle, so you need to take more care. They're also harder to make, definitely, so they're more expensive because they're a different quality, but also because of that quality as well, you need to be more careful. Now what was I chopping with? Now I don't know what I was chopping with. Okay, so apples like this. I'm just using a paring knife all around. What Vendetta, what kind of knives do you personally use? I was going to look in at, so I have a full set of these baccarat knives. Torin, thank you so much for that sub. Very much appreciated. It is lovely. It is always a pleasure when I see you in stream because I know the time difference, and it makes me so much happier because I know you're a busy lady and I appreciate you making the time for our stream. Chester's very excited to see you. The dog's both very loud because you're here. But thank you very much for that sub. It truly means a lot. Thank you. Exceed will transfer your Molly dollars. So as a sub, you know you receive all of those recipes made on stream. Get 500 Molly dollars. You get your knife and fork to start you on the progressive Molly meal. And you also get the emote as well. That I love seeing everybody spam in chat. Who's got some emotes that they want to spam? Oh, exceed my high point spam. Where's my high bat? Alrighty, so Apple, we need to go and check out our pasta. Ryan Hal, look at those emotes. So Ryan, when are you streaming next? I don't know if you may have missed. Look at that beautiful pasta. Oh yeah, baby. So really fine, thin angel hair pasta, this one. It's just a bit beyond al dente, but I was too busy talking. That's colander. Probably tomorrow. I don't have a menu yet. Okay. Nice. Go and check out Ryan's stream, guys, if you like cooking. Alright, so I've just strained that beautiful pasta like that, and then we've got our sauce. I'm going to thicken this sauce a little bit more actually. So we'll get some more cornstarch. I also prefer my pasta over al dente. I'm just a rice person all around. So Torin, are you going to TwitchCon this year? Who's gonna, is anyone traveling like big, long distances to TwitchCon in chat? Alrighty. So we're just gonna thicken that and I'm gonna get a dish so we can serve it. Oh my goodness. So I went to the gym yesterday. I had my first PT session and my legs are really sore. But the thing is, I gotta go back tomorrow again, so it's gonna be even more sore. Would go if I could. It's just up north from me. Oh, lovely. Down. All right. So this is our nice, beautiful bowl. Last year it was only about a 20-minute drive. Wow! I'd rather spend it on a proper nice trip. No way. I honestly think TwitchCon is in the US. It's a huge waste of money for what you get out of it. So you've been before, Torin? I think it's one of those things that I've never been and I see that people really enjoy. So you know, you want to try it and experience it for yourself. But I can definitely understand it's a lot of money, and that's why we haven't gone for the last 2 years. That we'll definitely go next year. We moved house and the finances really can't cut it, like, you know, get us there. But I would like to definitely. No, I talked with plenty of people that went and think it's overhyped. Okay, definitely. I'd love to go, but it's not possible this year. Next year, I'll be there. Beautiful, Ryan. I'd love to meet you there. and you have thousands of people chasing the same bone, so to speak. Yeah, I can understand that. People want to be seen. They also want to, you know, meet up with, you know, their communities or favorite streamers and things like that. And I can understand. I don't like a lot of big crowds and like a lot of people, and I can't imagine. That's one thing. Like the whole experience and thinking of it, going would be really cool. But to actually understand it's that there's like thousands of people progressing, you know, going through. It's gonna be like dirty, like, you know, when there's a lot of people, things are like, you know, I've been to like festivals or whatever, or big events, and then by the end of the day, all these people, everyone's dressed up really nicely. By the end of the day, everyone's tired and sweaty and grumpy and things. I'll go to Gamescom next year though. Been there twice already, and it's pretty right up my alley. So where is Gamescom held? Alright. So, I'm gonna plate this up. What I'm gonna do is get some tongs. See if I can find my... This will be okay. So I'm gonna grab this. This is just like a salad fork. What you wanna do is you wanna rotate it in here, like that. Rotatey potato, and then you want to hold it down like that. So get a small amount like this, and it's better if you've got a little bit of liquid in there from your cooking liquid, because it definitely holds together better. It makes it easier to spin, doesn't get all stuck. Kind of there. Kind of like some nice pasta. Cologne, Germany. Biggest gaming convention. Ooh, I like Germany. See, let's go to Germany. Would you ever stream, have you ever used VR, Molly? I have. What are you eating? Oh my god. VR, I have, my brother or my mum, for their business, they bought a VR headset. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure what it was, so you might have to tell them. And we did the roller coaster thing where you go on a roller coaster and you sit there, and I thought it was really cool. My mum bought she got a free VR headset when she bought her Microsoft book, or what, the new Microsoft laptop or something. And I kind of tried to convince her to give it to us, but Exceed said it wasn't a great model. But I'm really excited to play Beat Saber. So one day maybe we could do, like, if you guys would be interested in like a VR stream, we could like work towards like a VR. What are your thoughts? Do you guys like VR? Do you like to watch it? I think the experience would be pretty cool. All right, so that's our pasta, like this. And what you want to do, kind of just spread it out a little bit so that okay. And then, if you're going to be all professional, you just pick up, you know, bits of, chicken, and then you place it on there to make it look really professional and not look messy and look like you know what you're doing. Or you usually, like me, and just get a spoon and put it on there. But we're trying to do the right thing. Like that. And a crowd control and rent a big hotel room for the regulars is probably what I would do at TwitchCon. Throw a big party until we get kicked out. great idea, right? Sorry, I apologize that I didn't read your message earlier. I'm sorry. That is a great idea. I think definitely I think for me, the biggest thing would be catching up with your community, meeting people, kind of meeting some of like the Twitch staff. I'm not a huge, I'm not one of those people that hero worship other people, but I think on like a streamer level, I would like to meet, other friends that are streamers and people that we've got to know through Twitch. I won't be like, oh my God, I'm gonna go and see Ninja. Ninja, give me my art tattoo. Give me a like a signature or whatever. I'm not like that. But I think like on a personal level, I think it would be great catching up and meeting people in real life so that you can deepen those connections with the people you meet. I'd really love to be able to do that when we travel, to be able to meet something like you guys. I think it would be really awesome to have like a cooking session or something, like say for instance like we hire out like a house or like a venue and be able to cook along with you guys and make like breakfast together. That would be really cool. Like, do Make with Molly like in person. All right, so we're gonna go here real quick. So I just have a spoon. I'm just gonna get some of this beautiful sauce. And I'm just going to, just the sauce and some capsicum or bell pepper. And then you just want to let it nicely just drizzle and work its way down. You can give it like a little shake like this, and then it kind of oozes its way through. There we go. And then I plan to rent a hotel room for on the river with like 10 people for Riverfire 1 year. That would be amazing. And then a little bit, now we need to do sour cream. A little bit of sour cream. Like this. Like that. And that will start to melt through. Kitchen and classroom and host a Master Molly stream. Ay. Oh, it's all stuck to my fingers because it's all wet. Goodness. And then what you can do as well, you have like a sifter or something like that. What you can do is, it's gonna use a huge sifter, but, and then they could complete, and you would judge that. That sounds amazing. That sounds like a lot of fun. That sounds like so much fun. Maybe we could do like a virtual version of that. Oh wow. So this is our chicken paprikash because we're celebrating paprika as a recipe, as an ingredient tonight for our beautiful friend, Rainbow Queen Kyle. So this is our beautiful pasta. What do you think? How do we do, guys? We've got beautiful angel hair pasta at the base, just cooked in some salted water. And then we have caramelized onions that I showed you to really cut down on the cooking time to caramelize the onions faster, adding a tiny bit of bicarbonate soda to change the pH to caramelize it faster and increase the, decrease the cooking time. Then we added capsicum or bell pepper, red bell pepper, with chicken breast. You could use chicken thigh as well. I'll use paprika, some sour cream, some chicken stock, and then thickened it with some corn flour. You added salt and pepper with some extra parsley on top, as well as that sour cream as well. So it's a very simple dish, but it's very hearty and very delicious. What do you think? I would love to have outdoor barbecue pits set up at TwitchCon, but we would need California state sales license and a food license for people out of state. Oh no, it would be a lot of extra money. Goodness, oh my, that sounds amazing. So, right, guys, it's summer here in Australia. We're going into summer, so I'm hoping to be able to raise some money for, or save up some money for a barbecue. And then I really want to spend a lot of summer streams outside, cooking outside. You guys can see the dogs, you can interact. Exceed might be there. We'll have a lot of special guests. We'll get Belgor in. My uncle is really into smoking and cooking barbecue meats, so he'll be over there. If anyone's checked my Instagram, there is a video of my uncle, and I'll also make sure I post it and save it into a file so it stays there, because we were smoking ribs on the weekend. I watch giant food videos daily. They just torture me. You mean like what's that called? First we feast, is that what you mean? Like the extra big things? I feel it's possible though with food trucks, because if they already have a license, you can work with their truck. Yeah, definitely, of course. Just find some, maybe you just get, oh, what? They're in the East Coast, aren't they? Grub truckers. Oh man, make that your donation goal next. You reckon? I wasn't, like, it's a lot of money, and I don't know if I feel comfortable, like putting that as a donation goal. I think it's a community goal, but it's always, I don't know, I get a little bit nervous putting things like that. I don't know when Mother's Day is in Australia, but it would be fun to have a stream with Molly Mum when she teaches your family recipes. Touring. Did you catch my mum on stream? It was last year, wasn't it, Exceed? It was last year. October or November last year, Mama Molly came on stream, and it was a riot. Oh my gosh, she's so much more, like, I am not as naughty and outspoken as her, but she gets out here and she just starts to tell stories about me when I was a kid. It was a lot of fun. So I think that we definitely have some more streams with Mama Molly, because I really enjoyed it, and I love Chef Belgor. My brother was on stream last weekend for Make with Molly, our online cooking class, and I think everyone enjoyed that as well. So I've been getting some nice feedback, and he's definitely coming back for the Halloween stream. Was I supposed to say that? Have I told you that, guys, yet? It was before my time. All right, we'll definitely get them back on, both of them. So that's our pasta. That was the one I watched. The one with your brother. Which one? Was he tall and a bit stocky? Or was he tall and skinny? Because that's the difference between my brothers. One's really tall and bubbly, or bigger and bubbly, whereas the other one's a little bit more serious and skinny. You could do her favorite foods for her. Differently. Pasha, thank you, Ryan. Thank you very much. There we go, I moved it a little bit. Oh, look at that beautiful. It does look, we need to increase the lighting over here, but it does look quite pretty. Last week I was lurking, I didn't say hello. Oh yeah, so that was the Make with Molly. That was, that's so cool that you saw that. That's exciting. Yeah, he's amazing. He has, I'm just in awe of his skills and his knowledge as well. So I'm always wanting to improve my knowledge and things. Like, I might say things wrong on stream, and I always want to improve. So if you do notice that I say something, it's opening myself up to something really bad. Yeah. Message me. But we're always looking for feedback for the stream. ways that we can improve. We're getting better. We're always looking to have high production content, and I think we've got a long way to go. We've got a lot of big plans for the stream. So I'm just cutting up this apple, chopping that up like that. Torin has been streaming for 1 year. She's been with us for 1 year and 3 months, 14 days and 23 hours. Isn't that funny that like this time in 1 hour you were, all that time ago, you followed us. 23 hours. Goodness me. And it's been a pleasure. You do a great job, Molly. Thank you very much, Ryan. It's very lovely. I think it's always good to check in and check with you guys that you're enjoying things. And there is a stream section, like a stream comment section in our Discord that no one seems to use, but I'm just reminding you. We're starting to do more themes, because that's what it seems to be, that every time we go into like another person's chat or whatever and we do a raid, people always talk about us as the stream that does themes, big theme streams, and cooks themes and things like that. So that's what we want to do. We want to be known for that, and really be able to utilize our green screens and utilize Exceed behind the scenes. All right, so I pressed the wrong button. Okay, so we're gonna do the cheats version and the lazy version. Rather than boiling these, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bake them like this. We're gonna put a small amount of water, some corn flour. I don't know if I want to do this. We'll do the fail-safe. Oh no, we'll do the fail-safe method. No, we can't, because I need another saucepan. Is that going to come out easy? It is. It's about now that it gets late for Ash. Which is a section of your Discord. Which section in your Discord? The stream suggestions. Exceed. I think it's in the stream, like the stream section. Feel bad, but I can't keep up on Discord anymore. Too many servers to read. That's no problem. I have so many notifications. I have to mute all of the servers. It's very hard. So I understand. 100. Oh my gosh, I feel bad when I'm on 20. If I don't, it's really hard to be in a lot of communities. So if I try and be, rather than be on a lot of communities, I try and just kind of pick a few and be in there as, not as much as I can, but yeah. Server mute straight up, definitely Exceed. 100. How many? You're only allowed in 100, aren't you? Then you have to. Someone said the other. I was in a chat and someone was saying that they had to create a whole new account to be in more Discords, which to me is just phenomenal. Okay. There's a stray bit of pasta in here. Oh, sorry, I kept putting the wrong one. I just put some water in there. Like that. We're gonna put this apple in there. We need to get our cabbage rolls out of the oven. I didn't try this with the pasta. Stream feedback, but it was rarely used. Oh, we don't have one anymore, Exceed? It doesn't exist anymore. What? Chad, hello. You sexy sack of bones. I feel like every time I look at this shirt, it's really comfy, but it kind of doesn't look great on stream because it's like a sack and it's so comfy though. But thank you, Chad. I appreciate those comments. Good morning from the East Coast. Morning, sir. Welcome. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, Exceed, do you want to put one back in there? I think it's beneficial. So maybe I can only have 100. Okay. Wow. That's just so intense. That's a lot of support. I applaud you for that being that supportive. That's amazing. Wow. Exceed is the sexy sack of bones as well. Definitely. Definitely. All right. The reason why I was moving that there is to move this. Chester, you have to move out of the way because I'm about to put in the oven. He has this weird thing, like he'll run around and then towards the end of the stream, he sleeps on the floor right where I want to stand. Okay. Oh, damn. Okay. You're going to have to move, Chess. Who's Exceed? Ooh. We need an Exceed command. Exceed is the man behind the scenes. He's the man that, he's the person that creates all the magic with the green screen. Being comfortable and confident is all that matters. I definitely agree with that, Chad. I thank you very much for that. Okay. Christmas food is great food. Are you ready? Look at that. Oh, damn. It's a bit hot. So this bit here was a bit stuck to the plate, the lid. But this is our cabbage rolls. Oh, that's the camera guy, right? I forgot. Forgive me, brother. The camera guy. The production guy. Yes, that is him. Okay, I'm going to move all of this out the way. Oh, loud noises. Exceed, my things aren't working in chat. There it is. They're working. I was just testing that they're working. A bit more than the camera guy. Oh, baby. Look at this. All right, we're going to plate them up. I'm going to also grab a little bit of this pasta because I want to taste some of this paprikash. Just a little bit because it's like 9 o'clock. I don't need to be eating pasta at 9 o'clock at night. And then we're going to go over here. I'm going to grab some of this. How have you been, Chad? How's your day been? Oh, it's morning time. Oh, did you sleep well? What entree did you make? So, we're making 3 recipes today. So this one here is chicken paprikash. So we had a redemption of Molly dollars, our in-stream currency, by one of our viewers, Rainbow Queen Kyle. So he wanted me to use an ingredient, and the ingredient was paprika. So this is a Hungarian recipe called paprikash, and it's using paprika. We've got chicken in there, capsicum or bell pepper, with onion, a lot of garlic. It's using chicken stock, also that beautiful sour cream on top, with some parsley on a bed of angel hair pasta. Fine, thanks. Lovely. Exceed works his butt off. Take my word for it. Mm-hmm. And then here, this one here is cauliflower cabbage rolls. Beautiful cabbage rolls. So I'm about to serve it up. Oh, forgive me for the sound. Okay. Inferno, how you doing? I heard chicken, I'm already intrigued. So this one's chicken paprikash, and then we're about to serve up. So this is the cabbage rolls here. Cabbage, when the stuffing is beef and pork. Okay? So I need... I actually use that. We've got our apple on the stove. We're making some apple crumbles. All right, I'm just waking up. Nice. It's lovely to have you here. So, this is not the ideal. No, because it's going to pierce the cabbage. Oh! Okay, not that one. You lost your chance. And I know it doesn't look pretty, but oh gosh, the flavor of this dish is just so amazing. I've also made it with pickled cabbage, and that tastes really good as well. You can make them thinner, which I probably should have done. And then what we'll do, these are all a bit big. They have a filling. What I'm gonna do. So hot. So hot, so hot, so hot. Like this. Oh, 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 sorry guys. The flavor again. Alright, so just using this to cut through. Ouch. There we go. I'm gonna clean up that plate. Paper towel. Hey boys. So like I said, it's not a overly pretty dish. It looks a bit gross, but it's really flavorful. So we've got in there, you can see that cooked, it was raw rice and now it's nice and cooked. It's keeping that moisture in there. So we have the cabbage rolls. So what we've done is got a full head, they call that a head of cabbage. We've pulled off some of the leaves, we've soaked it and boiled it, so then they're easy to pull off. We've made a filling of pork and beef mince or ground beef. We've mixed that with parsley, some garlic, some onion. We've also added some tomato, some of the outside tomato sauce. We added some other spices, some turmeric. We added turmeric in there as well for extra health. We've rolled it up and then we've put a mixture of chicken stock and tomato passata, and that's cooked in there and it's really, really delicious. Do you ever cook for your pets? I've never. I'm thinking we were gonna do a birthday stream for Chester, but it never eventuated. I'd like to make some dog treats. So I was thinking of one day of getting some liver and then cooking them in the oven really low and slow, and then making some liver treats, and also making some peanut butter cookies. But definitely, I think it can be definitely down the track if you'd like. Now I can't remember the last time I had a good marinara sauce. I think you just talked me into making a lasagna next week. Yeah. So this is very, very simple. You can definitely, like talking about a marinara sauce, you can cook, with some chili, garlic and onion for the outside of the dish. This is a more traditional, very simple way of cooking cabbage rolls, but I definitely, Ryan, if you want to take it a step further, I would cook some tomato paste with the blended tomatoes, and then some garlic, some like Italian spices in there as well if you wanted to, or you could do more, like going along with the cabbage, you could do more Greek spices and add some mint in there. I would add a little bit of chili for a little bit of kick, and then it would just make it, take it to another level. Thank you for those emotes. Look at that beautiful in there. definitely looks good. All right, so I have a small amount of pasta here. So this is our paprikash, which is this here. I'm gonna have a taste. I'm eating it with a spoon. This sacrilegious. Okay, give it a little swirl. It isn't as warm as I wanted it to be, but ready. Now I know you can definitely, it's not stream friendly to like slope up your pasta, is it? Torin, if you're there, I can feel ya. Oh, really good. The beautiful, oh gosh, my nose is itchy. A beautiful flavor coming from the paprika, nice and sweet. You can definitely add some like smoked paprika or some liquid smoke is a great alternative to make anything smoky. I'm like, yum. So these are the two dishes we've made so far. Chicken paprikash. So jelly. Zinmeister, how you doing? I'm hungry now. So we're gonna go to the stove and see that beautiful apple is cooking. Just going to wipe this spoon. Okay. So it's nearly nice and soft. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna strain it off now. We'll go back over to the stove. Oh, sorry, the prep. Okay. So what we're going to do is add some apple into here. Both of these containers. And make a dessert for two, or you can just make a dessert for one. And the easiest thing about apple crumble, rather than apple pie, is you don't have a pastry. So less carbs, obviously, but less work. So we're doing an apple crumble, or I think you guys call it a cobbler. Is that what you call it? Or a crisp, apple crisp. So just some apple like that. And then we're also going to do a mixture here. Zinmeister, thanks for that follow. So in here, I'm just gonna grab some flour. So it'll just be 2 seconds. Some plain flour. Thank you for that follow. Angs, thank you very much. In the USA, it is a cobbler usually. Okay, so what is a crisp? Is that a crisp in the UK? Apple crisp, cool. You call it a crisp. Oats, butter, sugar, mix for the tupper. Definitely, super easy. Super easy. So some butter. I think I'll melt. Usually I mix it in with my fingers, but can't be bothered. Isn't it easy, Ryan? So good. So, butter here. It's probably a bit too much flour. So, we always use a little bit of flour because it just makes it a little bit nicer, keeps it all together and makes more crumbs, like lumps. So this is coconut and oats. It's more like a awesome simple dessert. Yeah, so it's like a, it's very much like a cookie dough on top of your apple. So then we use some melted butter like this. Heck, I think we need more melted butter. But then also add some honey as well. So that's what I'll do, is I'll grab some butter like this, and then also some honey, because honey makes you funny. Talking about grandparents, and my grandmother always made me eat, us as kids, we always had garlic, honey. Whenever we used to have honey on toast, or honey, she always used to say, honey makes you funny. And that's where, clearly, we're all comedians in my house. Is it difficult to make in China? So sad. This is hard to make. Someone asked the other day, what's the quickest dessert you can make? Curious what you would choose. That's definitely a good question. Give me 2 seconds. This is probably super easy. I can whip up like cookies in like a few minutes. What else would I choose? Dessert. A banana split. If you have all the ingredients, a banana split or a sundae is like the easiest thing to make. Definitely. Yeah. We have a Portuguese dessert called camel's jaw, and it's super quick and tasty. But with the camelo. Alright. So look at this. Buttery, oaty goodness. That looks good. And Steve just brought out the picture for me, Torin. That is super good. So it's a bit, I need to make it drier. I'm just gonna eat it. I just took some flour out, but I don't know where I put it. Did I put it in the bin? I spooned flour out of the mixture, so I thought I won't need that, but I don't know where I put it. I thought I put it into a plate, like a cup. Okay, I'm going to get more. So Ryan, what's your easiest dessert? Here. So I added a lot of coconut because I love the texture of coconut. And add a few more oats. And then, like I said, definitely you can just make that into a dessert. And you'll be, into a cookie. And you'll be good to go. Just add an egg. There we go. So, last but not least, we're going to add some cinnamon, a chocolate mousse, whipped egg whites, and sugar for 3 minutes while melting chocolate and folding it in. See, that's actually funny that you said that, because I was thinking chocolate mousse is really easy, and I was thinking, oh, maybe it might take a little bit longer than I could whip up something else. But yeah, a chocolate mousse would be great. If you were like into the the vegan chocolate mousse with avocado, I'd do that. Watching all this and making myself rice with fried egg, so sad. No, rice and egg is so good, Torin. Oh my gosh, with a little bit of hot sauce, super delicious. All right, so you probably do a little bit more apple, right? But heck, we'll just go for it. Ready? And you can like clump it up like this and then make more lumps. So I was gonna do 2 different versions and show you an easy way you could do it by using like store-bought or homemade granola that's already been toasted, but I kind of forgot. Jade, thanks for that follow. Oh God, thank you for that follow, Jade. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I was in Mrs. Rip. I remember. Hello, welcome. Come on in. Okay. Alright. Starting to get cold here though, so I can bust out my crock pot. Yes. Torrin, I still remember with fond, you know, I still have fond memories of our Portuguese theme stream. That was one of our favorite, like our first theme streams. Do you remember that? Alright, so this is your apple crumble. Look at that. And so we're just gonna put this in the oven and bake it. Look at this. Bits of apple in there underneath. And then serve it with some beautiful like whipped cream. Super good. Alright. Whoa, burnt myself a little bit. Like that. And clean up. Right at the early stages, yeah. It was amazing how far the stream has come. I agree, but I still feel like a baby streamer, definitely. What do you think you'd love to make for the first time in your crock pot? What are you looking forward to most? When can you cook steak, please? I want to study hard. You want me to cook steak so you can study hard? We don't often actually cook steak, do we, guys? Maybe we should make a steak soon. Maybe with some chimichurri sauce or something like that. Some beautiful like Argentinian style steak. I'm just gonna clean up a little bit. We'll finish off the rest of the food. I think we should start sharpening some knives. I'll put this away. Hey Google, set time for 10 minutes. So, hopefully it fits in here. I don't think it's going to. Making a Portuguese stew called jardineira. So like a garden, right? Translate to garden. Garden something. Beef, potatoes, carrots, peas, and lovely sauce. Ooh, that sounds nice. I think it's nice when it's cool weather, really hearty stew. Cast iron is the only way I cook steaks. Stovetop sear to oven to finish. Great, works great. I don't have a cast iron, and I really would want one. There was one I'm looking at called it's an Australian company called Solid Kinetics, and I really would love to, because everyone raves about cast iron, and it's not a big thing here in Australia. There is one company that produced them, other ones that are imported from America. So it's something that I would definitely like to bring into my kitchen. All right, so this here is called a whetstone. I'm using the wrong thing because it's supposed to be submerged. So I'll have to get another container. Give me 2 seconds. This might work better. Damn, your Portuguese is still very on point. It's okay. I need to practice more, and I need to. Tempo going para falar. Like, there's still mornings where I wake up and I'm like, oh, I was dreaming in Portuguese last night, or it happens when I've been thinking about like something that happened or when I used to live there. But yeah. So this is a whetstone. This is Chef Belgore's, so he's lending it to me because I'm trying to learn how to use it, and I'm practicing on my shittier knives. So there's multiple ways, and everyone has a different way in whatever. So this is the most, so you can see, it tells you here. So you've got 1,000 and 6,000. So this one is a lot more porous and it's going to finish off, whereas this is a lot more coarse. So you want to start here on the 1,000 and then work your way up to 6,000. Okay. So then we've got this little guy here. And I've only ever done this once. So, oops. I apologize. This is really blunt, so that's why I'm going to practice on it. And if I screw it up too bad, like my uncle has a professional knife thing at his house, and I'm always learning. That's where you learn. So the way that you're supposed, so there's multiple ways. I watched a few YouTube videos on this. So you want to keep this wet, and you want it like, it's preferably that you do it on something, but. So there's two different ways. There's the Japanese way, is that you hold and like this, and you work your way. Let's move this over like that. You work your way from one side to the other multiple times, like this. And there's the Western way, which is like this, like that. So my brother goes like this. You work your way slowly, but he said if you're worried and you want to do it, make sure it's all even, you do it like that. So what you're doing is you're putting your thumb and you want it just a small amount, depending on the angle of your knife. So always do it, I trust the Japanese way more, definitely. Depending on the angle of your knife and what type of knife you have, I would recommend just making sure you watch some videos or get some education on that specific knife. So then you would go like this, and making sure each time that it's wet, because you're pushing it off. They also make the best knives in the world. Yeah. Who wouldn't want like a, you know, a mini katana in your kitchen? So this way is definitely harder. Done this way. And really, at the end of the day, if it's sharp and it does what you want it to do, then I think it doesn't really matter. If you're a purist, then definitely. If you're like a knife sharpening purist, then do it properly. Or if you're worried, do it, like get someone else to do it. But for me, I just want to be able to use them on stream. Today we're cooking with a katana. Yeah. That's why I've got my, see I do it like this. Is it? Just do it like that. I can actually do it, hold on. It's not as good. It's not as good. It's like that, You gotta see it like that. My hair is just too, like, big. Look at this. It's cool when you see the little thing at the side. Are you ready, guys? Let's go! So I'll swap. Like that. Like I said, you can already see, you guys can't see obviously, but it's increased. There's little chips in here. Because this is a knife that I've, well, I don't even know where I got this from. I think that it was my mum's knife that I kind of, I don't know, somehow inherited. But it's definitely not been looked after. It's like been put in the dishwasher and so welcome to the Molly Stream. Today we're preparing our mini katanas. So as you pull it back, gentle. Oh my gosh, it's so sharp. I'm actually scared to touch. So, the YouTube video guy told me that you sharpen it until you get a piece of paper and you can slice it, but like really, rather than doing it like slow, you want to do like little small chops and then it's sharp enough. So, I will do the rest of them off stream, but I just want to see just like all your knives. All the same. And so then what we'll do, we'd flip to here, and preferably you'd have two of these, and what you do is you put lines like this on there, and then you even it out because it can be worn differently so that there's more bumps on one side because uneven pressure. Need to check those apples. Oh. Maybe 1 more minute. Hey Google, cancel alarm and set alarm for 1 minute. Knife sharpening ASMR.
If you just asked to cancel an alarm, there are none set at the moment. Got it. Your alarm's set for 9:25 p.m.
You see how fine that is compared to something like this? See how this is more coarse? And then you've got Google, turn off alarm. There you go. And then you should have a very sharp knife. That. So sharp. Alrighty. Whoop. There we go. Okay. And then last but not least, we'll bring them over here. Apple crumbles. So that butter has definitely, the amount of fat has Roger David collapses into administration, called it literally years ago. Oh my gosh, really? So Exceed's talking about a clothing brand that has been going under for so long. If you're coming in, I am Sensei. We're just doing some Japanese knife skills. Just looked at myself. This clothing store is just gone under, Exceed said. Wow, that's amazing. I actually was at the store the other day, past it the other day, and I was like, it's definitely bad. That's really sad. A lot of jobs and everything. Retail's just definitely not what it used to be. All right. Everything was so good. Thank you very much. Okay. These are really hot, so. Look at that crumble. Sensei Molly. Look at that. Look at this. I'm so, seeing this like this, I'm super excited for our new lighting. Look at that, guys. Beautiful crumble. So what we've done is we've par-cooked, par-boiled some apples. And then what we've done is dusted them with some cinnamon. You could put some honey in there as well if you wanted. And then we've made a crumble. So the crumble consists of oats, coconut, a little bit of flour, butter, and honey as well. So a little bit of sweetness, not too much. And then what I would do is when they're cooler, a little bit cooler, is I would put some whipping cream or some thickened cream in there, or even ice cream as well. Just to kind of make it a little bit nicer as a dessert, or you can just be eaten like this. Another alternative is adding some nuts. So you could add macadamia nuts, almonds, seeds as well. So very similar to what I do with when I make homemade granola. So I also had the idea, where is it? I had the idea to show you guys, because this is I make granola maybe once every week or once every 2 weeks. And this is the granola that I made this week. So it's like a lot of seeds, nuts, coconut in there, oats, and then you can just put this on top as well, and then you don't have to bake it. So it's a nice alternative, and that's extra quick. Talking about extra quick, Ryan. It's got me thinking, got me thinking. What do you reckon, guys? How do you think we did today? So let's go first things first. We've got our chicken paprikash. So a beautiful, hearty, delicious meal that can be served either with pasta or rice. We've got it with angel hair pasta here. We've got, starts with caramelized onions. So we've chopped up some onions and garlic and caramelized them. We've cooked it with some chicken breast, our paprika as the highlight, chicken stock. Usually I make homemade chicken stock, but I had to use it today from a powder. And then we also had sour cream to make it really, really delicious and that gorgeous creamy flavor. Thicken it with some corn flour. And then we've also just dusted it with some paprika. Also with our parsley and some extra paprika as well. So that is our paprikash. So I always eat from my food. You always had granola. There we go. And then the second one is here. So this is our cabbage rolls. So they are a filling of ground beef and ground pork mixture, rice. We have some beautiful garlic and onion, and then parsley. Also we added some turmeric in there for extra flavor, and then some salt and pepper. And then this is a very traditional recipe. So we've just wrapped it with cabbage leaves and cooked it with the really simple tomato base sauce with just this tomato passata and some chicken stock. But we were just discussing that if you wanted to take it further and make a more gourmet version, you definitely make a really delicious marinara or even a bolognese sauce as well. Probably a lot of meat, but I'd probably go with a marinara sauce. And then last but not least, oh no, Ixie, in the space of a stream, you lost your emotes. Oh my gosh, you're no longer a sub. Oh my god. Here we have our Kaza, thank you for 300 bits. Thank you very much appreciated. You're so lovely, thank you. Looks so good, thank you very much. And then we've got our apple crumbles or our apple crisp. So apples and then that really crunchy mix in the middle on top. And then look at this, it's like a cookie dough. Never been diagnosed, but I believe I'm hypoglycemic. I have to eat when I wake up. Okay. That's like straight away, do you think? Do you feel really queasy? I definitely like get a little bit, I think it's normal because your body is, their metabolism, you've probably got a really fast metabolism, and your body's working overtime while you're sleeping, and then once you wake up, you need that energy. So, especially with people with high metabolism, where they're working, you know, and they've got a high metabolic, basal metabolic rate, especially when they're sleeping, you're going to feel, you wake up and you're hungry, but you're also tired as well. Yeah, okay, your highs are harsher. I put an extra Christmas suggestion in suggested recipe. Oh, beautiful! We're gonna do like a whole week of Christmas streams. It's gonna be super exciting. So Halloween is just gonna be one stream this year. Thanksgiving is gonna be a stream, and then we'll use the leftovers in multiple ways. But Christmas is gonna be, that's where my favorite holiday is, Christmas. So we'll be having a lot of fun that time of the year. It is, who else feels that way? Who likes Christmas? All right, guys, so, oh my, next time on, we are doing evenings with Exceed. So we're gonna be playing maybe some Black Ops, but, oh, I didn't mention this at all, Exceed. I didn't realize it was there. We're doing a donation, like a community goal for a Jackbox Party Mix, to buy their Jackbox Party Mix. So I forgot to talk about it because I didn't realize it was there. So so that we could play for evenings with Exceed, maybe next week. So that'll be pretty exciting. Then we also, Saturday is BRZT's KFC theme. So we're doing a whole KFC theme stream. We're recreating the original dinner box. So we're making a zinger burger. We're also going to be doing some original recipe chicken. I don't know if I'll do original recipe or I want to do spicy, but we're going to make some chicken. Then we're going to probably do some popcorn chicken as well, some potato and gravy, and some chips as well, which is going to be delicious, of course. And then Sunday slow down, really relaxed. Chicken fajita bowl, smashed pea and feta on toast. That's going to be my breakfast on Sunday. And then chili ginger jam, just to kind of something that you can add as a condiment or something you can cook with some beautiful meat and add flavor as well. How does, please sim mod? I can't see that. Play Sims? I can't read that. I can't read your name. I'm so sorry. I'm in dark mode. I'm so sorry. Welcome. What's good? We are just finishing our stream, but it is so lovely. We've made this delicious food. So we've got our apple crumble or our apple crisp. Just a struggle, my name. I'm so sorry. This is our chicken paprikash, and then also some stuffed cabbage rolls as well. But this one here is the good. That is our apple crisp or apple crumble. All right, guys, we're gonna jump over and we are going to send our love to someone who's streaming that we can jump over to. Let's go find someone new, Exceed. Who's in the cooking community? Who's cooking right now? Oh, look, it says Exceed's watching Miss Molly Manx. Ha ha ha. Okay. Let's... Ooh. There's no one really in English. Alright, let's find something else. Anyone know anyone that we can send some love to? We can raid? Who do you guys think? Let's go just chatting, Exceed. Who looks good? Is there anyone from the women's group? Is chat suggesting anything? There's like no one on. Who's playing a good game? Overwatch isn't a good game to raid. People are always concentrating way too hard. Alright. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. Queen Senna? We're gonna host Queen Senna, guys. So she looks like she's playing World of Warcraft, which is gonna be super amazing. Oh, thank you for those suggestions. She's up though. Ooh. Well, I think we've chosen this one, but I will keep that in mind. Thank you very much. Hiking games. Ooh, I'm gonna go and check that out because I like hiking and I like games. But thank you guys so much for being here. Very much appreciate it. If you have liked the channel, you like the food, you want to see some theme streams, hit that follow button. We will be live playing games tomorrow, and then the weekend is full of delicious food, another theme stream, and a lot of fun. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you for all the love. Thank you for the subs. Very much appreciated. Have a great day. Have a great night. Bye.